Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto had Pokemon powers. Sasuke bashing. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Sheltie, link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. The 5-year-old Naruto groaned as he slowly got up. He blinked and found himself in a sewer, which was strange since the last thing he remembered was running from an angry mob. How in the world did he get into a sewer? Maybe they threw him down one. He wasn't sure. He sighed and began to make his way, hoping to find an exit. He didn't know how long he had been wandering. He could have been 5 minutes or 5 hours. Time didn't seem to have any effect here. Soon he made it to a big room where he was staring at what appeared to be a cage. Curiosity got the better of him and he squeezed through the bars, which was easily done due to him not eat properly. He was smaller and skinnier than most kids his age. After slipping through the bars he went deeper till he walked into a large room. It was huge, all in red with green fire shooting out of the top of 2 pillars. The little blonde crept closer and jumped and 2 jets of green fire came shooting up with a great roar. An image of a huge menacing fox head appeared in the middle of the fire pillars. "Who dares enter my lair?" the fox asked in a menacing tone that rumbled and echoed throughout the huge cell. "Hey, who are you?" Naruto asked. "I am the Kyuubi, the great and powerful." "Who are you?" the fox boasted. I am Naruto Uzumaki," the scared shitless Naruto said, freaked out. "I see, so you're my jailer," the Kyuubi said, staring down at Naruto with an imperious stare. "Jailer? Wait, you can't be the Kyuubi. The fourth killed you," Naruto said. "He did no such thing. I am too powerful to be vanquished by a mere mortal. He sealed me inside you to protect his precious village," the Kyuubi said. Naruto was about to say something when he saw something swaying. He turned his attention to it and could have sworn he saw a red curtain with tails swinging back and forth from beneath it. He made his way over. "Hey, what are you doing?" "Stay away from there," the Kyuubi ordered. Naruto ignored the fox and pulled the curtain away to find a small red fox working a control panel. Pay no attention to the fox behind the curtain," the Kyuubi and the small fox said. You're the Kyuubi?" Naruto asked, staring at the small fox. "Yeah, it's me," the small fox sighed. "But why the whole thing?" Naruto asked, confused. I thought it would be fun. Saw it in a movie once," the fox said as he used a paw to rub the back of his head. Naruto's sweat dropped. The great beast Kyuubi did this whole show because he saw it in a movie and thought it would be fun. "So Naruto, since you're here I think it's time for us to get started," the fox said. "Okay, first, do you have a name?" "I mean, it can't be Kyuubi, can it?" Naruto asked. "Yeah, you can call me Vulpix," the fox said. "Vulpix?" Naruto said. "Yep, now I was planning on doing this way later when I contact you, but I guess things got sped up," Vulpix said. "What?" Naruto asked. Vulpix said nothing and then raised his tails, focusing his energy. Soon a huge scroll appeared in front of Naruto. "Whoa, what is that?" Naruto asked, jumping back in surprise. "This called a summoning scroll. Sign your name and blood here," Vulpix said after he unfurled the huge scroll and using a paw to show where to sign and how to. Naruto bit his thumb and wrote his name. He then looked back at Vulpix for further instructions. But then suddenly he got a massive headache. He held his head as he plopped onto his butt. He kept one arm extended to keep himself from falling on his back, but the headache wouldn't go away. He closed his eyes for a spell and soon the headache passed. "What was that?" Naruto asked. "Oh yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to warn you about the massive info load you'd get after signing, but that was a minor detail," Vulpix said casually. "Yeah, minor," Naruto grumbled, still feeling the phantom pain of his headache from the info download he had gotten. "Congrats, you are now the summoner of pocket monsters," Vulpix said. "Pocket monsters?" Naruto asked, now with his head not hurting anymore. "Yeah, they are creatures like me, but they come in all shapes, sizes, creatures and kinds. In fact there are too many for me to name, since new ones seem to keep appearing every year or so," Vulpix said. "Okay, so how do I?" Naruto paused for a second as he seemed to know the answer to his own question. This perplexed him and his eyes went cross-eyed. I see, you figured it out. The info load you got told you all you need to know. You know how to summon and with a bit of practice you can figure out and choose what pocket monster you want, but you'll need practice since there are so many, Vulpix said. Naruto nodded. "Good, now get going," Vulpix said. "Wait, how I am supposed to do that?" Naruto asked. Before Vulpix could answer, the fox faded away and everything went black. When Naruto opened his eyes he was in a hospital bed with a familiar figure sitting beside him. "Hey old man," the blonde croaked. "Naruto, you're awake." "I am very glad," the old man said with a smile. The old man sitting beside Naruto was the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. He ruled Konoha after the fourth died after sealing the Kyuubi. He was forced out of retirement due to popular demand since they needed a stable figure to take a hold of the village after the Kyuubi attack. Yeah, what happened? Naruto asked sitting up. Hiruzen sighed. He had done his best to protect Naruto, but even so it didn't seem like enough. He made a law that forbid anyone talking about the Kyuubi, but it seemed the village got around this by telling their children to stay away from Naruto, and like good kids they listened to their parents. This left Naruto a very lonely child. It got so bad that Naruto was kicked out of the orphanage and Hiruzen found him rummaging through the trash several months later. He gave the young boy an apartment and money to pay for it, as well as food too. The only problem was no store sold Naruto anything. It made his blood boil to see the village he cherished so much treat a child so harshly. The village ignored the fourth's last wish of treating Naruto like a hero. He knew the fourth would be extremely pissed at what has been happening to Naruto. He knew his mother would be beyond pissed if she knew. He shivered at just the thought. The Anbu watching over you found you unconscious on the ground. Can you tell me what happened before that? Hiruzen asked. Naruto explained how he was running from another mob, which made the Hokage very angry. Naruto decided not to tell the old man about meeting Vulpix till later. So when can I get out of here? Naruto asked. In a day or so, Naruto. The doctors just want to make sure you're alright, Hiruzen said. Hiruzen personally selected the doctors and nurses that looked after Naruto. He chose doctors and nurses that would see Naruto as a boy, not the demon that he held inside. It was a very tough process, but in the end he found a staff that wouldn't harm Naruto while in their care. Scene break. 2 days later Naruto was out of the hospital and he raced to an abandoned training ground that wasn't in use anymore due to newer ones that have been made. Okay, now what should I do first? Naruto asked out loud. Send out the smartest pocket monster you have and have him go to the library, Vulpix said. Vulpix, is that you? Naruto asked as he looked around trying to find Vulpix. Yeah, but talk in your mind like you're thinking. Vulpix said. Like this? Naruto asked. Yeah, we can now communicate like this all the time. No need to speak out loud, Vulpix said. Cool, Naruto said. Yeah, now get to summoning, Vulpix said. Naruto nodded and racked his brain through the info he had to find the right pocket monster. It took some time since his mind wasn't used to it all. He finally found the one and did the required hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Alakazam, I choose you. Naruto called. A plume of smoke appeared and soon an human-looking kind of creature appeared. His limbs looked thin and frail. In his grasp was 2 spoons. Who has summoned me? It asked. That would be me, I am Naruto Uzumaki, the new summoner of pocket monsters, Naruto said with a wave. I see, the humanoid figure said. Naruto felt something push in and rummage around in his head. He grimaced. Hey kid, summon me so I can talk to Alakazam, Vulpix said. I can't, you're sealed within me. You can't escape, Naruto said. I can come out, but I won't have any powers really, Vulpix said. Okay, Naruto said. He then did some more hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Vulpix, I choose you. Vulpix appeared and raised a paw in greeting Alakazam. Yo Alabama, how are you doing? The fox asked holding his paw in greeting. Vix, it's been a long time, Alakazam said nodding his head. The 2 monsters chatted a bit, catching up with one another. I see, so that's what's going on. You were sealed within Naruto after your rampage. And now he's the pariah of the village and you've chosen him to be the pocket monster master, Alakazam said. Yep, that's about it. You in? Vulpix asked with a nod of his head. I am, but I think you should talk to the boss to get final approval, Alakazam said. Right, Naruto, here's what you need to do, Vulpix said. Naruto had sat back and let the 2 monsters talk. When he was called over he went over and bent down and Vulpix whispered into his ear. Naruto then straightened up and nodded. He did some more hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Mew, I choose you. Another plume of smoke and a small pink-colored creature with a long thin tail appeared. He was curled in a ball, snoozing it seemed. Yawn. Oh man, who has woken me up? I was having such a great dream of sunshine and daisies, the pink creature said, rubbing his crystal blue eyes. Alakazam and Vulpix just blinked, unsure what to even say to that. Naruto was totally confused and his face showed it. He was a bit tired since the pocket monster he summoned took a lot out of him. Mew, hey. It's me, Vulpix. I have someone I want you to meet, Vulpix said, waving his paw around. Oh Pixie, it's great to see you. Done any fun pranks lately? Mew asked happily without a trace of sleep. No, here's what has happened, Vulpix said seriously. The red kitsune explained the whole thing and Mew looked angry upon hearing it all. Then his expression changed and his eyes shifted to Naruto. Do you think he's worthy enough for this honor? Mew asked seriously. I do, after all the abuse he suffered he's still the same kind person, Vulpix said with a nod. I'll be the judge of that, Mew said, then stared Naruto in the eyes. Naruto saw his whole life flash before his eyes, it even went through his infancy where he saw what his mom looked like and her name as well who his dad was too. Then saw the sealing of Vulpix into him. He saw all the abuse and hatred he had endured. Yu was looking through all of Naruto's life to see if Naruto was worthy. Naruto gasped and fell to his knees panting for breath. Though they were just memories he could feel the phantom pain of all those attacks from his past. WH what was that? The blonde asked breathing hard. I apologize for that Naruto, but I needed to looking into your mind to see your life Mew said. So does he pass? Vulpix asked anxiously. He does. I named Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze the summoner and master of pocket monsters. I give you permission to summon me and all of our kind Mew said. Thanks Naruto said slowly getting up. No problem, I'll be going. I'll let everyone know what's going on and about our new master Mew said then disappeared. Well now that's over let's get to work Vulpix said clapping his paws together. Scene break. Naruto trained hard. He used several fighting type pocket monsters to help him out. They were Lucario, Machamp, Hariyama, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan and Hitmontop. These pocket monsters helped Naruto on the physical side of his training. Alakazam provided much information and improved Naruto's reading and writing skills. Alakazam read the entire Konoha library storing all the knowledge and taught it to Naruto bit by bit as the young one needed it. During this time Naruto trained not only his body, but mind. Alakazam kept telling Naruto that a shinobi not only trains his body, but mind also. With his mind he got faster in selecting the right monster he needed till it was almost coming to him as a second nature. But Alakazam made sure Naruto worked on his ninja skills too, since Naruto needed to be able to use those skills than just rely on his summons. Alakazam drilled in to be good in many areas and not to focus on one thing. It would make him more dangerous. Ah, how come? Ninjutsu is awesome. So why do I have to learn all this other stuff? Naruto whined. Because young one a true shinobi is knowledgeable in all things. So he can enter any situation and be in control of it rather than flounder and die due to lack of knowing Alakazam said wisely. Naruto pouted but accepted it. He trained with the other forms a shinobi uses but found he couldn't use Genjutsu due to not having the precise chakra control needed for it along with having too much chakra too. But that meant Naruto had to train in recognizing it and dispelling it. It was decided that Alakazam would remain out to help Naruto. The psychic type would gather info for Naruto whenever he asked or provide much needed guidance to the young blonde when needed. With Naruto knowing his true heritage he learned from Alakazam about how many enemies his father had and reasoned why he wasn't told before. Naruto was upset at not knowing, but Alakazam talked him into understanding why. So he let it be. He'd have something over the old man in the future he could use. Hiruzen decided to enroll Naruto in the ninja academy and Naruto was happy since he wanted to become a shinobi. But when he entered he got bored listening to all the lectures there were. Not to mention many of the teachers were biased to him and wouldn't teach him at all. So he had to have Alakazam teach him what the teachers wouldn't. In his 4 years at the academy he stayed just at average not showing anything fancy at all. He learned early that a true ninja's greatest skill is deception and he was going to make the most of it. The shinobi world will be very surprised when he became a leaf shinobi. During these 4 years Naruto trained more with the pocket monsters. In his second year he had to tell the old man about it since he caught him. So Naruto introduced Hiruzen to Vulpix. That was quite the meeting. Naruto, what in the world is going on here? Hiruzen asked. Before the Hokage was a destroyed training field. Naruto was there panting hard. Hey old man, just doing some training Naruto said with a grin. I see, but how did all of this happen? Hiruzen asked. You better tell him. He's not going to let this lie. Besides I think you can trust him Vulpix said. Okay Vulpix Naruto said. Naruto, are you alright? Hiruzen asked. Oh yeah. I am fine. Anyway can we talk? Naruto asked. So the two went to Hiruzen's office and he placed a seal to keep it private after Naruto's urging. Now what did you want to talk about Naruto? Hiruzen asked. I am in contact with the fox Naruto said. The pipe in Hiruzen's mouth fell out of his mouth as he stared wide-eyed at Naruto. He was shocked that Naruto knew that he held the Kyuubi. His eyes roamed all over the boy's body, seeing nothing that looked like Naruto had been taken over by the demonic fox. But he was still tense not wanting to take any chances at all. Before you go all nuts the fox is alright Naruto said. Naruto, how can you be sure? Hiruzen asked with uncertainty. Naruto that did some hand signs that the old Hokage recognized as summoning jutsu. He had no idea how Naruto knew this and how he could do it so fast and efficiently. Summoning jutsu, Vulpix I choose you. A plume of smoke arose and a small red fox appeared. Yo, name's Vulpix or as you people call me Kyuubi the red fox said raising his paw in greeting. Hiruzen was tense as he saw the fox that almost wiped the village off the map. But he could tell there was no foreboding aura around the creature. especially how small the red fox was. Was this the same beast that caused all that havoc and destruction all those years ago? Are you really the Kyuubi? He asked in a dubious tone. Yeah, but call me Vulpix, that's my name. Anyway, sorry about attacking your village, it was a total mistake, Vulpix said. Why did you attack our village in the first place? Hiruzen asked. Yeah, I've been wondering that too, Naruto said. Well, to tell you the truth, I kind of got really excited after my favorite team won, and I kind of got drunk and celebrated in my own way, Vulpix said with total embarrassment. Naruto and Hiruzen sweat dropped. The entire village was destroyed just because Vulpix was drunk celebrating after his team won. After getting over that shock, Hiruzen had a meaningful conversation with Vulpix and Naruto, and Vulpix told him how Naruto was now the summoner of pocket monsters. The fox told Hiruzen that Naruto was the only one and he could let more join in, but they'd have to ones that Naruto absolutely trusted. Hiruzen understood and agreed with Vulpix about keeping this all secret. He even gave the two a training ground where they could practice. In Naruto's third year there was a great discovery. It seemed Naruto could do certain moves that the pocket monsters could do. They found that he was tapping into Vulpix's powers, enabling him to use pocket monster attacks. Whoa, what was that? Naruto asked. He had shot out a strange blue ball of whirling energy from his palm. That Naruto is called Aura-sphere. Interesting, I didn't think you could perform our kinds of attacks, Lucario said in complete shock at what he had seen. Yes, that is interesting, I wonder what else he can do. Machamp said as he used one of his hands to rub his chin and thought. We should experiment with this and see what his limits are, Vulpix said. Naruto nodded and Vulpix had him summon a few more pocket monsters. They were Ampharos, Sceptile, Infernape, Blastus, Excadrill, Garchomp, and Bisharp. Together they all helped Naruto find out what of their attacks he could actually do. They found Naruto couldn't do any psychic attacks since it took much mental focus and Naruto just didn't have the strength for that at all. But Naruto could do several fighting type moves as well as water, rock, ground and other types as well. His strongest though was fire moves, which Vulpix surmised that was because he was a fire type too, so it would make fire type moves easier for Naruto to use. Another of his favorites was teleport since it was like shoe shining, but without the leaves or anything. Naruto used it to travel around since it beat walking everywhere. It was decided that though these moves didn't need any hand signs that Naruto would act like they do. It would throw off everyone, and Vulpix thought it would be a great joke to play on the Uchihas, who like to copy jutsus. They couldn't copy these since they didn't use chakra and they didn't need hand signs. It was also found that Naruto couldn't do a regular Bushin due to having so much chakra and he wasn't able to produce a stable clone no matter what. So Naruto went to Hiruzen to explain his problem and Hiruzen taught him the shadow clone jutsu and Naruto picked it up fast. Scene break. Naruto sighed as he finished the written portion of the test. He didn't know why there was a written portion since when does that come in handy when you're a shinobi. Alright class, let's go outside for the next part of the Genin exams, the teacher said. Naruto followed along with the rest of his class. Even after 4 years now Naruto hadn't made any real friends. This was due to several factors. One, parents had warned their children not to hang around Naruto, plus the fact Naruto himself tended to be by himself most of the time. He'd mentally talk to Alakazam or Vulpix if he got bored. Right, now the first part of the physical test is kunai and shuriken throwing. Let's start, the teacher said. Naruto watched all of his fellow classmates did their turn. When he was called he got 7/10 in kunai and 7/10 in shuriken. After that it was sparring. Naruto and his whole class would fight against the second Chunin instructor who was there and the first Chunin instructor would watch and take down the scores of the class. Naruto's turn came up and he fought but could tell the Chunin hated him like most of the village and did everything he could to hurt Naruto. Naruto countered each attempt made and made it through with very few scratches. Once back in class it was time to be tested for the 3 jutsus that every genin should know. Bushin, Henge, and Kawarimi. Naruto waited patiently for his turn and when it was time he performed them all. Though he gave them a note the Hokage gave to him so the teachers knew to expect his Kage Bushin instead of the regular Bushin. Naruto was tempted to just use teleport instead of Kawarimi since it was basically the same minus the log with Kawarimi, but Vulpix talked him out of it. In the end Naruto came out of class wearing his new hit I-8, ready to start his career as shinobi of Konoha. He was told to report back to class in a week to get assigned teams. So Naruto spent that time to work more on his skills along with his trainers, i.e. his pocket monsters summons. Scene break. Naruto was back in class with a new outfit. Alakazam and Vulpix decided that now Naruto was a shinobi he needed an outfit befitting his new status. So they made him ditch the orange jumpsuit and he now was wearing a mesh undershirt with a black shirt with a blue swirl on front of it. He then had a jacket over that. The jacket was long-sleeved and was in a dark gray color with a big circle on the back with a red top and white bottom, and there was a white button in the middle of the ball. The jacket also had plenty of pockets. He wore black cargo-style pants with several pockets for items, as well as he had 2 weapons pouches on each thigh. His feet looked like sneakers, but they were more durable than a normal sneakers and were a heck of a lot more comfortable than shinobi sandals. On his hands was fingerless gloves in the color of black with red flames on them. Naruto sighed as he stared at the teams leaving with their new instructors. He grumbled a bit at whom he was teamed up with. First was a pink-haired girl named Sakura. Naruto at first liked her, but after having a heart-to-heart talk with a couple of his pocket monsters, they made him see the light. Sakura was just another fangirl. She wasn't a kunoichi and would probably die on the first mission out of the village. She was intelligent, but she was weak physically and didn't even train at all. The only thing that mattered was to look pretty for Sasuke Uchiha. And that brought Naruto's thoughts to his final teammate. Sasuke Uchiha. The last Uchiha after his brother killed the entire Uchiha clan. Naruto learned all of this from Alakazam, who read the file after the Uchiha massacre. Now Sasuke was good, he was the top of the class, but boy did he have some mental issues. The boy was a total emo, and Naruto could swear he sees a dark emo breeding cloud whenever he sees Sasuke around. 2 hours pass and they are the last team in the room. Sasuke was brooding like usual with his emo cloud hovering above his head. Sakura was trying to ask Sasuke out for the umpteenth time, while Naruto was in a lotus position meditating. Boy, this guy sure likes to be late, Vulpix said. Yeah, hey Alakazam. Can you get me any info on Kakashi? Naruto asked. Of course, I'll get on it, Alakazam said. The sound of the door opening made Naruto open an eye. From first look at you three I can tell this is going to be boring. The man with white hair standing right up and his headband covering one eye. He also had a face mask on covering the bottom half of his face and a very lazy laid-back look. Meet me on the roof, he said. He left and Sasuke and Sakura got up and headed out. Sakura turned around to tell Naruto to hurry only to find the room empty with no Naruto in sight. Scene break. Kakashi Haddock, the Jounin instructor of Team 7, was sitting on the roof. He was reading his favorite book, giggling away at certain parts. He sensed something and turned to find Naruto sitting there. How did he get here so fast? Kakashi thought. You know that's highly inappropriate material to read in public, Naruto said, eyeing Kakashi's book. You say something? Kakashi asked casually. Naruto ignored Kakashi and went back to meditating. Hey. How'd you get here so fast? Sakura shouted. A shinobi never reveals their skills, Naruto said as he heard the ringing in his ears due to how loud the banshee was. Sakura huffed but sat down, making sure she sat as close as she could to Sasuke. Sasuke just looked at Naruto, trying to analyze him. Maybe the blonde loser could be a challenge for him after all. Okay, since we're all here let's get to know one another, Kakashi said, closing his book. What do you mean, sensei? Sakura asked. You tell each other your likes, dislikes, that kind of stuff, Kakashi said in a bored tone. Why don't you start, sensei? Sakura offered. Okay, name is Kakashi Haddock. I have some likes, some dislikes. My dreams are personal, Kakashi said, finishing with an eye smile. Sasuke and Sakura just stared at their sensei. All we got was his name, they thought. Naruto, however, was getting all the info he needed of Kakashi via Alakazam. Interesting, he was an Anbu, and he even watched over me when I was little. He was a student of my father's as well. Hey, looks like he has the Sharingan as well. This is going to be interesting, Naruto thought. Yeah, but look. He hasn't ever passed a team yet. That means he very strict, Vulpix said. I guess or that he's very lazy, Naruto countered. Good point, Vulpix said. During this time Sasuke went all emo, with a dark cloud getting even bigger as he introduced himself. It looked like there was going to be some emo rain in the forecast. Sakura also went and her was mainly made of giggling, blushing and squealing. Okay, Blondie, you're last, Kakashi said. Naruto blinked then nodded. Name's Naruto Uzumaki, likes are my summons and the few people who are precious to me. Dislikes are arrogant people, those who can't tell a weapon and the scroll that it's sealed within, emos with huge sticks up their butts and fangirls. Dreams, well don't know about that yet, he said. Kakashi nodded since he knew the burden Naruto carried and had no ill feeling towards Naruto at all. Though he was curious to what Naruto meant by summons since he was pretty sure a Genin never had a summoning contract ever. Okay, it looks like I got an avenging emo, a pathetic fangirl, and what appears to be a capable shinobi. Sounds like fun, he thought. Okay, now that we're done with it it's time for the test to become Genin, Kakashi said. Test, but we already did that, Kakashi-sensei, Sakura said dumbly. No, that was just the first part. This test will see if you're truly ready to be shinobi, Kakashi said. Sakura looked shocked at hearing this, and Sasuke looked pissed as he tried to glare with great intimidation at Kakashi. Naruto looked bored. Right. Meet at training ground 13 at 7 in the morning. Oh, and I suggest no eating breakfast, you'll just throw it up, Kakashi said. Scene break. The next morning both Sasuke and Sakura waiting for their sensei and their third teammate. Both were extremely hungry since they were told not to eat. They were also very tired since they got up early. Both were on the cusps of sleep. Naruto was nowhere to be seen since he knew that Kakashi would be late and the don't eat breakfast was a suggestion, not an order. So Naruto got a good night's sleep as well as ate a good healthy breakfast. He appeared just walking leisurely into the training ground. "Where have you been?" Sakura screeched. Naruto ignored her. "Loser, you're late." Sakura screamed. "Nope, I am not late. Kakashi isn't here, so technically I am here early," Naruto said. Sakura was about to screech again when Kakashi appeared. "Yo," he greeted with an eye smile. "You're late." Sakura screamed. "Yeah, about that. I was on the way here and then a little girl's balloon got stuck, so I helped get it down, but there was a hive of bees and I had to run away from them because I agitated their nest when getting the balloon down," Kakashi said. "Liar." Sakura shouted. "So I guess you're ready for the test?" Kakashi asked, ignoring Sakura. "Good, well, here it is." He then held up 2 bells. "Bells?" Sakura questioned. "Yup, you are to take them from me," Kakashi said with an eye smile. "But there are only 2 of them," Sakura said. "Right, that means only 2 of you can pass. The third goes back to the academy," Kakashi said. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. He had to get the bells. He had to so he could one step closer in killing him. He wasn't going to fail. He was going to get those bells. Sakura looked shocked upon learning this. Naruto frowned. Something doesn't feel right about this, Vulpix, he thought. "You're right, kid, there has to be something else, something more going on," Vulpix said. "You're both correct, but what it is you must figure out. It is a test after all," Alakazam said. Naruto frowned mentally at this, but knew Alakazam would want him and not just provide all the answers. Because how do you learn anything if everything is handed to you? As for Vulpix, he had figured it out after thinking about for a bit. But the kid soon decided to keep it to himself and let Naruto figure it out for himself. "Okay, you got till noon to get the bells. The loser doesn't get to eat. Come at me with all you got. No holding back. You've got till the timer runs out," Kakashi said as he pulled out an egg timer from his pouch, as well as opening a scroll and producing 3 meals. Sasuke and Sakura's stomachs growled. "Alright, any questions?" Kakashi asked. There was none. "Good. Begin," Kakashi said. There were 3 blurs and they all hid. Kakashi pulled out his little orange book and began reading as he spread out his senses to locate the genin. It appears that the Uchiha has good hiding skills, Pinky not so much. I mean, I can still see her hair. Now where is the blonde one?" Kakashi thought. Naruto was up on a tree with a great view of where Kakashi was. He already knew where his 2 teammates were. Sasuke was hiding in the bushes closest to him and Sakura, well, she was easy due to her pink hair. He watched on waiting for some movement, then he saw Sasuke come blazing out. He shook his head. Kakashi is a Jounin and ex-Anbu captain. There's no way King Emo can win, Naruto thought. True, but methinks Kakashi won't be going out. This is a part of the test to see where your skills are at, Vulpix said. So does that mean I should show off my summoning?" Naruto said. "Nah, keep that in your bag of tricks. But show him some other stuff though. Just don't go overboard. You want to have some things up your sleeves," Vulpix said. Naruto nodded as he watched Sasuke get owned by Kakashi. No matter what Sasuke did, Kakashi could always counter it. The Jounin then disappeared after Sasuke shot out a fire jutsu. Then he saw Sasuke get buried till only his head was showing. It wasn't moments later when Naruto heard a piercing scream, meaning Sakura was taken out as well. "That leaves just me," Naruto said to himself. "Yup, so what are you going to do?" Kakashi asked. Naruto looked around and found Kakashi on a branch next to him reading still. "Well, first I think I figured out the test," Naruto said. "Oh, you have?" Kakashi asked curiously. "Yeah, it's teamwork," Naruto said. Kakashi was surprised, but I smiled at Naruto. He was liking this kid more and more. "You're correct, but why didn't you help your teammates?" he asked. "Why would I? The Banshee would tell me I am a loser and would try and go help Lord Emo. As for the Lord Emo, he's got this holier-than-thou complex and won't accept help of any kind since it would be below him. How am I supposed to work with that?" Naruto asked. Kakashi had to agree with Naruto on that. Soon the buzzer went off. End of chapter. Chapter 2. Both Sasuke and Sakura were tied to the posts with Naruto and Kakashi standing in front of them. "How come I am tied up and not the loser? I am an Uchiha," Sasuke groused. "Yeah, Sasuke is so much better than that loser. He should be tied up, not Sasuke," Sakura said vehemently. "You both are tied up because you both failed to see the true reason of the test," Kakashi said. "What do you mean?" Naruto didn't get the bells either. Sakura asked. The bells are of no consequence. Naruto would care to explain to them the true meaning of the test, Kakashi said. Naruto nodded. The true meaning of the test is teamwork. Teamwork is the cornerstone of all Konoha shinobi. You are only as strong as the rest of your team. That's also why shinobi in Konoha always work in teams, the blonde pocket monster summoner said. But why didn't you just say that? Sakura asked confused. Geez, and you're supposed to be the smartest kunoichi in our class. Sakura glared at Naruto for this jab at her. A ninja is supposed to look underneath what is being said. Not everything is what it seems in our line of work, Naruto said. Kakashi nodded. Naruto's right. You must look underneath the mask, Jounin said. Sasuke scowled. He didn't need a team since that would only drag him down. His one and only goal in life was to kill his brother and restore honor to his clan. That was goal, his purpose in life. No one and nothing was going to stop him. As he internally raged about this and that the emo cloud over his head thundered and rumbled. Soon emo showers began to pour, watering the emo's duck butt hair. Sakura bowed her head as she took in her sensei's words. I'm going to give you all one more chance. Naruto, you can eat, but don't give any to Sasuke or Sakura, Kakashi said. Naruto nodded. Kakashi left in a swirl of leaves. Naruto created 2 shadow clones and they brought the 2 meals to Sasuke and Sakura. What are you doing? He said. Not to feed us. Sakura asked as a chopstick of food was close to her mouth. You two haven't eaten at all and we're going to need your strength to face Kakashi again, Naruto said as he ate his meal. Sasuke said nothing. He didn't like that he had to be fed, but since he was tied to the post he couldn't do anything, so he allowed it. Sakura pouted but began eating too. A dark storm cloud emerged out of nowhere and Kakashi appeared out of a dust cloud. What did I just tell you? He shouted as lightning erupted in the background. Naruto stood his ground while Sakura nearly wet herself, while Sasuke just stared on without emotion, though he was a bit scared at the Jounin's behavior. I fed them because I'll need both of them to pass. I am good, but I'll need my team to even beat you, Naruto said. The loser is right, Sasuke grumbled. Sasuke is right, Sakura said. There was silence that held so much weight that it was almost suffocating. You pass, Kakashi said with his voice turning from thunderous to pleasant as the dark clouds disappeared and the sky turned back to pleasant. This stunned and confused Sasuke and Sakura. Kakashi then explained about being a team and the memorial stone that was not far from them. That all Konoha shinobi who had died are on the stone in a way of remembering them. He told them the code he lived by. Disobeying rules makes you trash, but abandoning your comrades makes you worse than trash. Naruto took these words to heart and nodded. Great, meet here tomorrow at 7. Bye, Kakashi said, then shooshined away. Scene break. Naruto was back on the training field he used and called out his summons. In a plume of smoke a familiar red fox appeared. Yo, whatcha call me for? Vulpix asked. I was wondering if we can up my training some since I am now a Genin, Naruto said. Alright. I think we can do that. Call out the trainers, Vulpix said as the fox rubbed his chin. Naruto made the hand signs. In plumes of smoke several pocket monsters appeared. Hey guys, ready to get working? Naruto asked. Yeah. They all shouted. They began working till they heard someone coming. Naruto's trainers disappeared quickly and Naruto was left alone. Oh, I didn't know someone was here, the person said. Before Naruto was a girl maybe a year older than him. She wore baggy green pants and a pink sleeveless pink Chinese-style shirt and her brown hair was done up in 2 buns on top of her head. She also had chocolate-colored eyes. Yeah. Sorry, Naruto said as he just stared at the girl. Damn, the boy is releasing hormones at the sight of this girl. Hold on, there's something coming from her. Maybe I can use this, Vulpix thought. Hey, you okay? The girl asked worriedly. Oh yeah. Sorry about that, Naruto said as he rubbed the back of his head in embarrassment. He had never felt this kind of pull from anyone before. Okay, by the way, my name is Tenten, what's yours? The girl now revealed to be Tenten asked. Name is Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. The two shook hands and they both felt a jolt race from their connected hands through their entire bodies. What was that? They both thought as they kept hold of each other's hands. Interesting. Hey Naruto, I think you found your first mate, Vulpix said. My first mate, what are you talking about? Naruto asked. Well, you know that jolt you felt? Vulpix asked. Yeah. Naruto said. Yeah, well before that your body was sending off certain hormones and I think they were trying to attract this Tenten girl, Vulpix said. But I'm too young to have a mate and why her? I mean I just met her and what if she doesn't like me? Naruto asked. Geez, calm down boy. You and your mates will have a connection with each other so there won't be any denying that you like one another. It's down to basic animal instinct, Vulpix said. Oh okay, wait. You said mates. As in more than one. Naruto shouted. Not so loud. And yeah, more than one. Not sure how many you'll have, but I can tell you you'll never have a cold bed ever again, Vulpix said, chuckling pervertedly. You're a pervert, Vulpix. Naruto exclaimed, shocked at the revelation. Hey, I am not a pervert. I just enjoy the female form. Well, what I consider the female form, which is different to you, Vulpix said. Naruto grumbled about having a pervert fox in his mind. Anyway, I am sending out the summoning scroll. Have her sign it and thus you will become mates, Vulpix said, ignoring Naruto's pervert ramblings. But why? Naruto asked. Just do it, Vulpix ordered. It didn't seem like any time had passed between Naruto and Tenten when Naruto and Vulpix had their talk. Naruto let go of Tenten's hand, then the summoning scroll appeared. Sign this, Naruto said. Tenten blinked as she was still trying to figure out what that jolt she had felt was. Now this boy wanted her to sign something. What was going on here? Hold on, I am not signing anything unless I know what's going on, Tenten said firmly. It's a special summoning contract, Naruto said. This got Tenten interested since she had never thought she would ever see a summoning contract, let alone sign one. She signed it, then a painful rush of information hit her and she fell on her butt, clutching her head as it throbbed with new information. Yeah, that happens, Naruto said. You could have warned me, Tenten grumbled. Naruto shrugged. So what is that I can summon? Wait, what the heck are pocket monsters? Tenten asked, totally confused. The answer that I think I'll need some help, Naruto said, then did some hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Vulpix, I choose you. A plume of smoke, then Vulpix appeared. Yo, the fox greeted as he raised his paw. Tenten felt an urge that she had never felt before. This urge bubbled within her and before she could stop herself she dashed forward and began squeezing the life out of Vulpix. The way she squealed in such girly fashion. Naruto stood there unsure what to do as he watched Vulpix get the life squeezed from it. Oh god, life passing before eyes, seeing white light so pretty, Vulpix gasped out. Tenten hugged, squeezed and cuddled Vulpix like a plushy toy. Tenten, Naruto said. This broke Tenten's happy joy zone she was in and she dropped back to reality. She let go of Vulpix and stepped away. Sorry, she said with bright cheeks due from utter embarrassment and acting like a typical girl, which she had always claimed she wasn't. Vulpix was lying on the ground gasping for breath, trying to suck as much air into his lungs as he could. Air, sweet air. I missed you, my lovely mistress, never leave me again, he said. Tenten and Naruto stared down at Vulpix, not sure what to say. Soon Vulpix recovered and sat up. Okay, first, as you might have not figured out, my name is Vulpix. I am a pocket monster. Now just what is a pocket monster? A pocket monster are creatures that come in all shapes, sizes, colors and species. Some look like animals and some don't, but they are all special in their own way, Vulpix said. Special? Tenten asked. Observe, Vulpix said. He then turned and eyed the post that was before him. Flamethrower. A stream of flame came out of Vulpix's mouth, hitting the post, setting it on fire. Now it was found that Vulpix could use his pocket monster attacks since they weren't linked to his powers as Kyuubi. Tenten was amazed seeing this. Naruto that did some random hand signs. Water pulse. The blob of water shot out of Naruto's mouth at high speed. It hit the burning fire, extinguishing the flames. Tenten was shocked seeing this. She had never seen anything like it. These moves require no chakra at all, Vulpix said. And I get to summon them? Tenten asked. Well no, you summon a certain type. Please think of one to summon and then do the hand signs and summon it and we'll see what type you can summon, Vulpix said. Naruto showed Tenten the hand signs needed and Tenten thought long and hard since this was her first and it took a while for her to sort through all that was there. Once picking one she did the hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Sizer, I choose you. A plume of smoke arose, then it revealed a tall bug-like looking creature appeared. It was red all over with black coloring too and it shined in the sun like highly polished steel. It had yellow eyes and oblong-shaped claws at the end of each arm. It also had 4 wings on its back. Who has summoned me? Sizer asked. Yo Sizzy. Been a while, how goes the clawing business? Vulpix asked. Vix, it's good to see you, did you ask Naruto to summon me? Sizer asked. Nope, it was your new summoner and Naruto's first mate, Vulpix said, pointing to Tenten. Sizer turned to Tenten and she gulped as she stared into those yellow eyes. She could feel the pocket monster looking inside her very soul, but as quickly as it entered it vanished from her. I see, my name is Sizer. You are my new summoner. All steel-type pocket monsters shall obey your command, Sizer said, kneeling on one knee. Thank you, Tenten said. Sizer nodded, then disappeared in a plume of smoke. So you're the summoner of steel type. Huh, that's interesting, Vulpix said. What's going on, someone please tell me. Tenten asked as so many questions filled her head. This is going to be a while, Naruto sighed. Naruto, Vulpix as well as Alakazam, who appeared, told Tenten everything. Tenten was shocked upon hearing Naruto held the Kaiu. The talk began again and Tenten realized what her signing the contract signified. She was now one of Naruto's mates. She wasn't sure if she should be upset, but then she remembered the jolt and she liked it. So she decided to see how it goes since she liked Naruto already and might as well see what happens. "So, what do you think of all this?" Naruto asked nervously. "I think we need to go on a few dates to get to know one another more," Tenten said with a smile. Date, Naruto stuttered in a certain Hyuga fashion. "Yeah, come on, let's go," Tenten said as she dragged Naruto away. "Hey, wait," Naruto shouted as he was dragged away. Vulpix laughed his ass off at the sight and Alakazam sighed and shook his head as he disappeared. Vulpix followed soon after, still laughing his ass off. Scene break. Tenten had dragged Naruto to his favorite ramen stand since after hearing how all other places wouldn't even allow him entry, then that put a hamper on eating options. She had no problem with ramen though and figured it would be a nice first date. Once at the ramen stand she plopped Naruto into a stool and sat next to him. Naruto was rubbing his arm that felt like it was getting pulled from its socket thanks to Tenten. "Did you have to be so rough?" he grumbled. Tenten just shrugged. The two ordered their meals and had a friendly chat to get to know one another. Afterwards they parted ways feeling good about each other and their futures. Scene break. Naruto and Tenten went a few dates with each other when Tenten was in the village and after their missions training for the day. They spent their time getting to know one another and enjoying each other's time together. Also during this time Naruto helped train Tenten on her summoning. It was found Tenten could also use pocket monster attacks too. Flash Cannon and Bullet Punch were two of Tenten's favorite to use. She also was taught by some of her steel-type pocket monsters in their moves. She also learned Teleport and Transform, which she loved since they were a lot better than Henge and she didn't know Shunshin, so this was a fun better one. Scizor became a great sparring partner for Tenten. Scizor also became Tenten's most used summons too. Alakazam decided to help out and with permission from Scizor the psychic pocket monster created a mental link between himself and Tenten so they could communicate. This also gave Tenten a link to Naruto too. So the two could talk with each other without being around one another. This would help them in the long run. It was disconcerting for Tenten for the first couple days. She wasn't used to hearing voices in her head. Plus the two had to find boundaries. It took some time to create those mental walls to keep certain thoughts from each other. Though Naruto had a leg up on Tenten since he's had Vulpix and Alakazam in his head for so long. He helped Tenten create those walls and Alakazam helped too. Scene break. Naruto was annoyed with all these lousy so-called missions he was undertaking. Thankfully with Tenten in his mind kept Naruto from bursting. Her calming voice kept Naruto in check. Kakashi didn't do much training with Team 7, only to raise their non-existent teamwork. This irked Tenten. "I can't believe your sensei is so lazy. I mean my sensei is nuts, but at least he trains my team. Your sensei just sits around reading porn," Tenten ranted. Naruto kind of ignored this since he's heard all of this before from Tenten after being in his head during his team meetings. "What can I do? I've asked before about training, but you know what he said," Naruto said. Yeah. That your team needs to work on their teamwork before he even starts training you all. I think that's just a stupid excuse. Not to mention him being 2 to 3 hours late for every meeting. I swear if he was my sensei I would have castrated him a long time ago," Tenten said. Naruto nodded. At the moment he was helping paint a fence with his team while Kakashi sat in the shade reading his precious book. "I think we should steal his book," Tenten suggested. "Why should we do that?" Naruto asked. "I like the suggestion. It will be fun," Vulpix chipped in. "So I am outvoted 2 to 1, Naruto said. Yep, Tenten and Vulpix said. Naruto sighed but began planning with Tenten and Vulpix on how to get that blasted book from Kakashi. Scene break. Kakashi was walking down the street enjoying a day off. He told his team that they were working hard and they needed a day off. He just wanted to have a day to read his Icha in peace without any interruption. What he didn't know was something was following him, waiting for their chance. In the shadows was a ferret. The ferret awaited for its chance. Then with a blaze of speed he darted out and snatched Kakashi's book from him. Kakashi was shocked upon seeing his precious book gone. He hadn't seen who took his book since it happened so fast and he was unprepared for it. He looked everywhere frantically, then saw a long furry creature waving his book in his mouth. "That thing has my Icha. Must get it back," the masked Jounin thought. He then chased after Ferret. Ferret dodged and weaved through the crowded streets with Kakashi right behind. But no matter what Kakashi did, Ferret was too slippery to grab. "Get back here," Kakashi shouted. Everyone on the street stopped what he or she were doing to see one of the best Jounin in the entire village chase after a furry animal. They had never seen an animal like this before, but the humor of the situation made them forget about Ferret since they had never seen a Jounin get bested by anything this small before. Ferret kept going, having the time of his life. Never had the ferret-looking pocket monster had such a thrill. It was great fun racing around dodging this masked man. After hearing the plan, Vulpix and Tenten told him he was all for it. It had been a long time since he had any real good exercise. This happened the whole day, and Kakashi was totally exhausted as he was catching his breath. He was in a training ground and Ferret was nowhere in sight. He had lost track of the pocket monster when it raced into the woods. Ferret was awaiting for the chase to continue from the bushes, keeping an eye on Kakashi. His keen eye ability made sure that Kakashi couldn't get the best of him. Soon he saw Kakashi get up and looked around, hoping to spot Ferret. Ferret decided to help him. He stuck his tail out and made sure Kakashi caught sight of it. Kakashi dashed forward after spotting the tail. Ferret dashed off, making sure Kakashi was on his trail. The chase continued long into the night and Kakashi was totally tired and couldn't go on anymore. He collapsed on the ground, passing out from exhaustion. The next morning he awoke to find his book just a foot in front of him. With great caution, like an animal investigating a strange new thing, he inched forward. He then pulled a kunai and poked the book slightly. Nothing happened. He then poked it harder and again nothing happened. He then lunged at the book and held it to him, rubbing his face against the surface. "My precious," he said in an insane manner as he petted and stroked the cover over and over in a loving fashion in a crouched position with his back hunched over. In the woods, hidden from Kakashi, was Tenten and Naruto. They stared at this and smirked. Tenten pulled out a camera and began taking photos of Kakashi's behavior. Even Kakashi kissing his book over and over. Scene break. Photos of Kakashi decorated the entire village for weeks and the masked Jounin couldn't show his face anywhere at all. His fellow Jounin and former teammates in Anbu laughed at him whenever they saw him. All the shinobi in the village laughed at him, as well as civilians too. He had to get out of the village. He didn't know who took the photos, but when he did find out, they were going to pay, and pay dearly. Team 7 stood in front of the Hokage waiting for another mission. They had just finished capturing Tora, the daimyo's wife's cat, for the umpteenth time. Let's see. Clean out the kennels for the Inuzukas, restocking the general store, weeding the garden, Hiruzen murmured, going through the missions he had on his desk. Lord Hokage, I request a C-rank mission for my team, Kakashi said. The C-rank, you think they're ready, Kakashi? Hiruzen asked. Kakashi nodded, but this was kind of a lie, since the real reason he wanted a C-rank mission meant he would be out of the village and away from the laughing, and hopefully when he returned it'd have died down. Though his team had done over the max number of D-rank missions and were qualified to do a C-rank mission anyway. I am Lord Hokage, the masked Jounin. Very well, here we are. A simple C-rank mission. You are to escort a bridge builder back to his country of Wave. There should be minimal risk, just some bandits, Hiruzen said, reading the mission. We'll take it, Kakashi said. Sasuke looked at the mission hungrily. He was tired of all these worthless D-rank missions. They were beneath him since he was in Uchiha. And as an Uchiha he deserved better missions. He had to get better missions so he could get stronger and kill his brother. Yes, it was all coming together. He would get stronger in the mission and he'd be one step closer to killing his brother, thus avenging his clan. Thunder again rumbled throughout the emo cloud. Sakura pouted since she could no longer eye-rape Sasuke. This meant she actually had to do some real work. Naruto listened to all of this and he knew Tenten was listening too. You better be careful, Naruto, this is your first mission out of the village and you never know what can happen, Tenten said. I know, Tenten, I know, Naruto said. The team met their client named Tazuna, a bridge builder who was drunk. These are the ninjas that are going to protect me. They look too wet behind the ears to do anything. The duck butt-haired boy looks like he rather cut himself, and what the hell is with that huge dark emo cloud above him? And who is that, a girl or a boy? I can't tell at all. The blonde looks like the only decent-looking, Tazuna slurred. Sasuke was pissed and was about to charge at the bridge builder, but Kakashi stopped him. Sakura looked shocked and annoyed at Tazuna. I am girl. She shrieked. Could have fooled me. You've got the flattest chest I've ever seen in my entire life, Tazuna said. Tenten and Vulpix was roaring with laughter inside hearing Tazuna talk about Sakura. Naruto just smirked. Team, pack what you need for the mission and report at the gate at 8 in the morning, Kakashi said. Scene break. Tenten helped Naruto pack that night and told him all he should be on the look for, using all of her experience she had from her C-rank mission she had been on. Naruto listened to it knowing Tenten knew what she was talking about. At night Tenten stayed over after dinner. She and Naruto shared his bed since they were that comfortable with each other to do such a thing, but nothing funny went on, though Vulpix kept up making suggestions. The next morning Naruto arrived after saying goodbye to Tenten. He made it to the gate just a few minutes before 8. He saw Sakura and Sasuke there already. Kakashi arrived on time with Tazuna. After Kakashi checked over his team supplies, then they headed off. They were walking for a while with Sakura asking Tazuna about Wave. Tazuna answered but dodged a few questions. Sakura of course didn't see anything wrong with that. Sasuke walked on brooding with his emo storm cloud hovering over him like always. Kakashi was reading his precious book and Naruto was keeping an eye out for any trouble. As they walked they passed a puddle and Naruto's brow furrowed. When did it rain last? He thought. Kakashi, who was walking in front slipped behind and as soon as he was the last one in line, two shinobi emerged from the puddle of water. They charged at Kakashi. They had a long razor-sharp chain that was connected to their gauntlets. They wrapped this chain around Kakashi tightly and shredded him. "One piggy down, 3 to go," one of the shinobi said. Sakura and Sasuke looked on at shocked seeing Kakashi getting killed in front of him. Naruto was shocked, but Vulpix kicked his butt in gear. "Are going to just stand there, get going," Vulpix shouted. This shook Naruto out of his stupor and charged forward. He pulled out his kunai and threw it locking the chain to a nearby tree. He then did some random hand signs. Or a sphere. A ball of blue energy formed in his palm and he threw it forward hitting one of the shinobi knocking them out. Naruto then formed more random hand signs. Electro ball. The ball of yellow-colored electricity fired from Naruto's other hand and it hit the second shinobi. Both were down for the count. "Congrats Naruto, you took down the demon brothers," Kakashi said appearing before his team. "Kakashi-sensei, you're alive," Sakura shrieked. Kakashi winced at the high-pitched tone. "I never was hurt," he said as he pointed to where he was killed. Sakura and Sasuke turned to find not a body, but a messed up wooden log. "Tazuna, you've lied to us and we're within every right to abandon you here and now," explained Kakashi said sternly. Tazuna let out a sob story about Wave and how horrible it was. Kakashi sighed and looked to his team to what they should do next. Naruto voted to go on, Sasuke of course wanted to do, and Sakura always agreed with Sasuke. Kakashi sighed and nodded. He just hoped this wouldn't end in disaster. Scene break. They arrived in Wave and caught a glimpse of the massive bridge. It made them all stare in awe since none of them seen such a massive structure before. Soon they got to shore and headed to Tazuna's house. They were walking when Naruto sensed something. He flung a kunai out and a white rabbit came out of the bushes. "You idiot, how dare you scare that poor rabbit," Sakura shrieked as she went punch Naruto. Naruto avoided the punch as he went to pick up the rabbit, leaving Sakura to land hard on the ground since she put all of her body weight into the punch. Naruto took the rabbit and petted. "Hey little fella, what are you doing out here?" he asked. As Kakashi was wondering why the rabbit had a white coat and when it wasn't winter. Soon he heard a sound. "Duck!" the masked Jounin shouted. Sasuke went down and Sakura followed. Kakashi pulled Tazuna down and Naruto got to the ground still holding onto the rabbit. What passed over their heads was a massive sword that embedded into the tree. A tall figure appeared. He had spiky brown hair, bandages all over his body that even covered his mouth. He also wore pinstriped pants and was bare-chested. He folded his arms looking down. Well, what do we have here? A Jounin and his little Genin along with my target. Leave the old man to me. I have no quarrels with you, the mysterious man said. I know that sword, it's Zabuza Mamachi. He's a member of the 7 swordsmen of Miss Tenten squealed. Naruto winced hearing Tenten squeal. Not so loud Tenten. You're in my mind and I can hear you just fine, he said. Oh, sorry Naruto. I just got too excited seeing one of the legendary swordsmen, Tenten said embarrassed by her behavior. Back outside Kakashi and Zabuza had a standoff. Kakashi had revealed his Sharingan hoping it would give him an edge in this fight. Soon they got into a fight as thick mist covered the surrounding area. Crap, what am I to do? Naruto thought. Let me be your eyes and ears. I can help you there, Vulpix said. Naruto nodded, letting Vulpix take over his senses. He felt movement coming to his right and he pushed Sasuke and Sakura over as well as Tazuna. This saved them all from losing their heads. Naruto then lunged forward and pierced Zabuza with a kunai only for him to turn to water. Huh? Naruto said. Soon a clang of metal and the mist faded some to see Kakashi and Zabuza locked in battle. Kakashi had a kunai holding off against Zabuza's Zanbato. Naruto watched the fight till Kakashi was trapped inside a big bubble of water. Run, get out of here. Get the client out of here, Kakashi ordered. No way, I am not going to go, Naruto said defiantly. Hey, you got balls brat, but you're just going to die in the end, Zabuza said as he created a water clone to keep Kakashi at bay. The missing nin then charged at Tazuna only for Naruto to teleport himself to Tazuna, then teleport them both to safety. Naruto then reappeared and got in a fighting stance. Heh, looks like you do have some tricks, Zabuza said with amusement. Soon a fireball came at Zabuza and he easily dodged that and Naruto had to jump away since it was coming at him too. What the hell Sasuke, that could hit me. Naruto shouted. Then stay out of the way, loser, Sasuke said. Yeah, stay out of Sasuke's way. Sakura shouted. Don't tell me she's one of those. Zabuza asked. Yeah, she's a damn fangirl alright, Naruto said. Damn it. I hate their kind. They all should be exterminated from the face of the earth, Zabuza said. Amen, brother, Naruto said. I am starting to like you, Brad. What say I kill this moody little butt humper and you take care of the fangirl and we can get some drinks? Zabuza suggested. As much as I'd like to do that, these two are sadly my teammates and I can't let them die, Naruto said. No matter how much I want to kill them, he thought. Suit yourself, Zabuza said as he lashed out at Sasuke, who dodged but was soon overtaken by the more experienced Zabuza. Sakura stood frozen, only able to watch as her crush got attacked. She closed her eyes and screamed. But when she opened her eyes she saw that Sasuke was still alive. Kakashi had somehow gotten free and was fighting Zabuza. What happened? She thought. While Sakura had her eyes closed, Naruto went to free Kakashi. He used a dynamic punch to destroy the water clone and freed Kakashi. Kakashi then rushed to save Sasuke from being killed and re-engage Zabuza in battle. It ended with Kakashi mimicking all of Zabuza's movements, and just when Kakashi was going in for the kill, Zabuza was struck by 2 senbon needles. He jumped back, then paused for a moment before walking back up to Zabuza and checked his pulse. There was none. I thank you for your help in capturing Momochi. I have been on his trail for many days, a hunter nin said, appearing from out of nowhere. Not at all, hunter nin. Glad we could help, Kakashi said, stepping back, letting the hunter nin do its work. The hunter nin took Zabuza's body and vanished. End of chapter. Chapter 3. Team 7 made it to Tazuna's home. Naruto carried Kakashi with the aid of his shadow clones. Kakashi had exhausted himself using his Sharingan against Zabuza. Sasuke walked there under his own steam, though Sakura pestered him the whole way, wanting to know if he was alright. They were greeted by Tsunami, who was Tazuna's daughter and also Tazuna's grandson, a moody little boy named Inari. Kakashi was placed in a room to rest while the others relaxed. Naruto sat down to think about all that happened. Naruto, Zabuza isn't dead, Tenten said after she had looked into Naruto's memories of the fight that he allowed her access to. What? But I saw his body. He was taken away by a hunter nin, Naruto said. Yes, but hunter nins cut the heads of their targets and burns their bodies, so no other village can discover its secrets, Tenten said. Right, and this hunter nin didn't do that, Naruto said. Exactly, also the weapon the hunter nin used. Senbon needles aren't something a hunter nin would use, Tenten said. What do you mean? Naruto asked. Tenten went on to explain that senbon needles could be deadly, but only in the hands of someone who knows the human anatomy, and that if a person had that kind of knowledge, then they could fake someone's death just as easily as to actually kill a person. Naruto understood now and was also very worried too. That meant the supposed hunter nin was actually an ally of sorts to Zabuza, which means they didn't have to just contend with Zabuza, but with this fake hunter nin too. This didn't help because the hunter nin was a variable, an unknown, since none of them knew what skills the hunter nin really knew. It was some time later that Kakashi awoke and he came downstairs using crutches. He told his worried students that he was suffering chakra exhaustion and it would take some time for him to recover. He then got down to business. Zabuza isn't dead, the masked Jounin said. What? But Kakashi-sensei, we saw his body and you checked him, Sakura whined. I did check him, but there are ways to fake death. Plus, what is the mode of operation of a hunter nin? Kakashi asked. To cut the head of their target and then burn the body, Sakura said. Correct, what did this hunter nin do? Kakashi asked. They didn't cut off the head, Sakura said with wide eyes. Correct. So that means Zabuza is most likely alive and will strike again, Kakashi said. Don't you think you're overthinking this? Tazuna asked worriedly. No, we're ninjas and we are supposed to look underneath, Kakashi said. What do we do, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked fearfully. Kakashi looked to his students. He saw Sasuke had a hungry look on his face, either that or he was constipated. He couldn't tell one from the other when it came to Sasuke's face. Sakura was completely and absolutely scared and Naruto looked calm like he knew this already. I'll be training you all tomorrow, he said. Scene break. In the woods the next day the 3 genin stood waiting for Kakashi to begin teaching them something. This better be worth it, Tenten said in Naruto's mind. Right, I'll be teaching you how to climb trees, Kakashi said. That's it. Tenten shouted. Naruto winced hearing Tenten's shout in his head. Then heard her begin ranting and raving about learning something that should have been taught within the first weeks of being a genin, and this one-eyed porn-reading jounin was probably the laziest guy on the face of the planet. And probably read those books since he couldn't get late or something. Naruto of course missed Sakura telling Kakashi that they already knew how to climb trees. You'll be climbing without the use of your arms or legs, Sakura. You can only use chakra, Kakashi said. He then showed them by first forming a ram hand sign, then proceed to walk up the tree, then onto a limb so he was upside down. He gave them all an eye smile. Sakura looked up in awe, Sasuke in indifference and Naruto with boredom. Here, use these kunai to mark your position, Kakashi said as he threw 3 kunai at the feet of the genin. They took them and began. Naruto took a deep breath and concentrated his chakra with the help of Vulpix. He then slowly made his way walking up the tree going at a slow even pace. Kakashi watched this amazed by how a genin could get it on the first try. Naruto reached the top and looked at Kakashi. "What's next?" he asked. Sasuke glared at Naruto as he was still trying to even get up the tree. How could a loser like Naruto get to the top of the tree so easily? Well, he couldn't. His dark emo cloud overhead turned even darker as thunder began to sound and rain began to pour drenching his duck butt hair. Sakura had reached the top but was plain tired. When she saw Naruto up top too she was shocked. Her Sasuke should be on top with her, not this loser. "Great job Naruto. Do you know the water walking exercise?" Kakashi asked. Naruto nodded since Tenten could help him out if he had any trouble with it. "Well then I have nothing to teach you till the others catch up," Kakashi said. Naruto frowned then leapt down from the tree. "Then I'll go train on my own since I can't find any help anywhere else," he said walking away. Kakashi frowned seeing this but then turned to Sakura and Sasuke to help them. Scene break. Naruto got away from his team and they performed some hand signs. Summoning jutsu, I choose you ferret. A big plume of smoke appeared and several ferrets appeared. "What's your orders Naruto?" the lead ferret asked. "I need you and your friends keep an eye out for my team and if they get too close then let me know." "Got it?" Naruto asked. The ferret nodded and they all spread out on watch posts. Naruto then performed more hand signs to summon other pocket monsters so he could train some more. Scene break. Meanwhile back in Konoha Tenten was having fun training with her pocket monsters. She had gotten down most of the basics and was getting the advanced ones. That's until she performed an attack that shocked Excadrill that was there. She copied Naruto's tactic in doing random hand signs that means nothing as she called out her attack. When she did her hand signs a huge drill came out decimating the rock Tenten was aiming at. "Whoa!" Tenten exclaimed seeing the damage she had done. "Hold on, that move is drill run the pocket monster," Excadrill said in shock. "Drill what?" Tenten asked. "Drill run, that move is a ground type move. It appears you are a dual type summoner," Excadrill said. "A dual type summoner?" Tenten asked. "Yes, that means not only can you summon 2 types of pocket monsters but also use their moves too," Excadrill said. "What are they?" Tenten asked. "Steel and ground," Excadrill said. "Like you are?" Tenten asked. Excadrill nodded. Scene break. Back in Wave Naruto was working hard when he can. He'd also have to take turns guarding Tazuna while Sasuke kept trying to master tree walking and Sakura was working on raising her chakra reserves since she had very small ones. It was quite boring for Naruto since he had nothing really to do. He talked to Tenten and Tenten informed him of her dual type. This shocked Naruto and Vulpix was surprised too. "Well kid, when you pick a mate, you can pick a mate," Vulpix said. "I guess," Naruto said. The day Naruto was resting taking a break from training and he didn't have to watch Tazuna at the bridge since the bridge builder gave his workers a day off. That's when he heard a noise. He pulled out a kunai to see what appeared to be a girl in a kimono. Again Naruto's hormones went into overdrive. "Another one, boy this kid works fast," Vulpix thought. "Oh, I am sorry I didn't think anyone would be here," the girl said. "That's alright. What are you doing here?" Naruto asked. "I'm picking herbs. A friend of mine is hurt," the girl said holding up the basket she was carrying. "Can I help you?" Naruto offered. "Sure," the girl said. "Great, my name is Naruto," Naruto said with a smile. "My name is Haku," the girl said returning the smile with one of her own. The two worked silently till Haku broke the quiet. "Are you a ninja?" she asked. "I am," Naruto said. Why did you become a ninja?" Haku asked. Naruto paused and thought long and hard on that answer. Before it was to be noticed, recognized. Now, it was to protect those who are precious to him. Well, he always wanted to protect those close to him, even if their number was very little, but it seemed to be growing as of late. "I became a ninja to be able to protect my precious people," he said. Haku smiled. "That is a good answer," she said. Naruto went to put some herbs he picked into the basket and Haku was doing the same. Their hands touched when they both moved to place some herbs in the basket at the same time. A jolt went through both of them from where they touched. Naruto knew what it was, but it startled Haku greatly. "Kid, better get to it. Here's mate number 2," Vulpix thought watching the whole thing. Naruto sighed and the pocket monster summoning scroll appeared. "Sign this please," he said. "What is it?" Haku asked still trying to understand the jolt that had gone through her. "It's a summoning contract," Naruto said. Haku was hesitant but signed it. She felt a rush of information hit her and she fell on her butt grabbing her head as it throbbed slightly. "Yeah, that happens," Naruto said. "You could have warned me," Haku grumbled. Naruto shrugged and waited for Haku's headache to pass. He then did the hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Vulpix I choose you. Vulpix appeared in a plume of smoke. Yo. He greeted. Haku felt something well up inside her that she had never felt before. She moved quickly and began hugging the life out of Vulpix. Hooray. Not again, pretty white light is returned, Vulpix gasped out. Haku hugged and squeezed Vulpix as she twisted her body back and forth, nuzzling Vulpix's soft fur with her face. She was humming with happiness. Now why didn't I think of that, Tenten said as she saw the whole thing from Naruto's mind. It was found that both Naruto could open his mind enough for Tenten to see what he sees, and the same for Tenten. They rarely used this since it gave them a headache, since it was odd seeing from another's point of view. But it helped too since it could be hard to explain some things. Naruto's sweat dropped at seeing the sight. Soon Haku let Vulpix go and he was on the ground sucking as much air as he could, while Haku looked embarrassed for her behavior. Sweet mistress of air, I've returned to inhale your sweet, sweet nectar, Vulpix said lying on the ground. When Vulpix recovered they told Haku everything and how Naruto already had one mate and she'd be joining her and most likely more to come in the future. Naruto wasn't pleased about the more part. Haku was shocked hearing this all. What also happened was Alakazam created a link to connect her mind with Naruto and Tenten's minds. Naruto's mindscape. The three were now in Naruto's mind since it was the central hub. Vulpix was there, but let the three get to know each other. Hey, great to have you. My name is Tenten, Tenten greeted. Hi, I'm Haku, Haku said nervously. Haku, Alakazam read your mind and knows that you work with Zabuza. He also thinks he has a plan that could save you and Zabuza, Naruto said. Haku gulped. Since becoming one of Naruto's mates her brain changed. No longer she thought of herself as Zabuza's tool, but she wasn't sure who she was now. That she'd have to find out for herself. So what's the plan? Tenten asked curiously. Naruto explained the plan and the two girls liked it. After that they traded stories of their upbringing and stuff. Thankfully whatever took place in Naruto's mind was only seconds in the real world. So they all got to know each other very well without a time constraint. They found that they were all orphans at one point or another. This connected them together. Naruto and Haku shared much of the same history with each other with being alone and such. They bonded over that. Tenten was happy to have a girl who was serious about being a kunoichi since none of the other girls Tenten knew was like that. Haku was glad to be around another girl since she was used to being around Zabuza mostly. So this was a nice change. After a while they all said their goodbyes knowing they were only a thought away from each other. Back outside. Okay, I think the next thing we need to do is know what type of summoner you'll be, Naruto said. Vulpix was out again too and awaiting with Naruto to see what Haku's type would be. Haku did the hand signs as a pocket monster came to mind. Summoning jutsu, Dugong I choose you. A plume of smoke arose and then a seal-like creature emerged. It yawned then looked around. Ah Pix, it's great to see you, she said. Hey Du. Good to see you too. I'd like you to meet Haku, one of Naruto's mates, she's the one that summoned you, Vulpix said. Dugong looked at Haku intensely and Haku felt Dugong was looking into her very soul. Then Dugong pulled back. I see, well I am Dugong and all water and ice pocket monsters shall come to your aid when you call, Dugong said then disappeared. Haku was shocked but pleased. So, you've got a mate who can use steel and ground and now one who can use water and ice. Your mates are going to be strong, Vulpix said. Naruto just nodded. Scene break. Naruto arrived back at Tazuna's house in time for dinner. He nodded to his team, then sat down and began eating. Why do you all fight? You're just going to die in the end, everyone dies when they go up against Gato. Inari shouted. Team 7 looked up. Sasuke glared at Inari like he was a small pester fly. Sakura looked shocked hearing this. Kakashi sighed and shook his head. Naruto wanted to rage, but Tenten and Haku was calming him down. We're shinobi, kid. We risk our lives each time we go out of our village. We're used to seeing death and know the real possibility of dying. We aren't cowards, Naruto said seriously. But why fight? Nothing will ever change, what's the point? Inari asked. Team 7 already knew about the boy's life and everything. They felt sorry for the boy. Well, Sakura and Kakashi did. Sasuke just breathed it on with his emo cloud rumbling every now and then. Naruto felt for Inari but wasn't sorry for him at all. He knew others had it worse than Inari. You wouldn't understand. You all live sheltered lives in your village. You don't understand what we've been through. Inari shouted. The air in the room chilled down till you could see your breath. Tenten and Haku had been doing their best to keep Naruto calm, but this broke the camel's back. Naruto glared harshly at Inari, which made the boy freeze and nearly wet himself. I don't know hardship, huh? Funny since my whole life has been one big hell since I was born really. I grew up with no parents. I was kicked out of the orphanage, I lived on the streets only eating what scraps I could find. When I did get a place to live it was so run down that it shouldn't be livable. Even then I had not much to live on. I was shunned, spat on, given dirty looks, beaten up by mobs of people. I had no friends since their parents kept them away from me. I was utterly and totally alone. But I never whined, never complained about it since I knew that that wouldn't get me anywhere. So boo-hoo for you, but tough shit. There are others who have had it worse than you, Naruto said in a cold voice, then left the table. The air in the room turned back to normal as soon as Naruto left. Everyone at the table was shocked hearing Naruto's words. Kakashi-sensei, was Naruto's life like that? Sakura asked in a small voice. Kakashi sighed as he closed his eye. Yes, it was Sakura, worse than what Naruto had said it was, he said as he remembered all the times he watched over the blonde when he was younger. The silence reigned through the rest of the meal. Scene break. Naruto was letting out his rage as he performed attack after attack. When he was done, the entire around his was decimated. He laid on the ground and fell asleep. Scene break. The time had come. Haku alerted Naruto of the Zabuza's plan and Naruto got ready. Team 7 left Tazuna's house, though Naruto left a few pocket monsters to watch the place just in case. When Team 7 arrived on the bridge, they found bridge workers on the ground. Sakura squealed in terror, which got on everyone's nerves. Naruto went over and checked one of the workers. They aren't dead, he said. This calmed Tazuna a lot. Soon mist came rolling in. Showtime, Naruto said. Well, Kakashi and his brats are here, Zabuza called out. It seems you're here too, Zabuza, and your partner also, Kakashi said. By Zabuza's side was Haku with her hunter nin mask on. Remember Haku, follow the plan and everything should alright, Naruto said. Yes, Naruto, Haku said. Soon it began with Zabuza creating water clones and Sasuke leapt in to take them all out. Sakura squealed with joy watching her Sasuke fight. Kakashi and Zabuza dashed towards one another and began fighting. The plan was Naruto taking on Haku, but Sasuke in all of his emo glory rushed in and began attacking Haku. Why face that loser when you can face me, and Uchiha, the arrogant Sasuke said. Haku paused. Is he serious? She asked. Yes, sadly he is, Naruto sighed. Haku trapped Sasuke into her demonic ice mirrors created from the leftover water on the ground and took the emo down easily by hurling senbon needles without mercy till there was an emo pincushion. Then her final strike was throwing her last needles into Sasuke's neck like she had with Zabuza before. Her mirrors then disappeared. She had told Naruto what she was doing beforehand and Naruto agreed with her. Best to get rid of the nuisance before it could be a real problem. He was too easy to defeat. Arrogance was his downfall, Haku said, sticking to her character. Well, since Sasuke couldn't do a thing, then it's up to me, Naruto said. What can a loser like you do when my precious Sasuke could do nothing, Sakura wailed. Haku threw some senbon needles hitting Sakura in the neck and she collapsed in a heap. This freaked out Tazuna since his guard was down for the count. Haku eased the bridge builder's nerves a little. I only did that to shut her up. Her banshee shrieking was getting on my nerves, she said. Tazuna nodded in total agreement with that and even thanked Haku for shutting Sakura up. Shall we get started, Naruto? Haku asked. Yeah, we should, Haku, Naruto said with a nod. Scene break. Meanwhile, Kakashi and Zabuza were clashing over and over again, kunai against Zanbato. Admitted Kakashi, you're no match for me and those little genin of yours are out of their league when facing Haku, Zabuza said. I wouldn't count on that, Zabuza. Sasuke is the last of the Uchiha clan, Sakura is the top kunoichi of her class, and Naruto is our wild card, Kakashi said. They kept going till Kakashi was about to run Zabuza through with a ball of pure lightning. But he was stopped. Yo, Kakashi, we're finished, Naruto called. This shocked both Kakashi and Zabuza. The mist cleared and they saw an unconscious Sakura and an unconscious pin-cushioned Sasuke while Naruto and Haku were sitting having tea with Tazuna. Naruto, what's going on? Kakashi asked, totally shocked at the scene before him. Oh well, Sasuke charged in full emo glory without a plan and got his ass handed to him. He's now in a near-death state like Zabuza was. Haku took out Sakura since her shrieking was getting on her nerves. Then Haku and I fought for a bit and I convinced her to join our side and now we're having tea to celebrate, Naruto said, raising his cup up to show. Kakashi sweat dropped at this and Zabuza looked at his tool. You failed me, Haku, he said. I apologize, Zabuza, but I can't harm my mate, Haku said. Mate. Kakashi and Zabuza mentally shouted. Soon the mini tyrant Gato appeared and spouted off how he was double-crossing Zabuza and was never going to pay Zabuza and was going to kill him instead. Zabuza asked Kakashi for a kunai and then the missing nin charged off, killing all the mercs Gato had brought and killed Gato last. He then collapsed. The wounds he suffered during his massacre he did were quite serious. Look like this is the end for me, he groaned. Hey kid. Naruto walked over. Yeah? He asked. Take care of Haku for me, Zabuza said. She's my mate, of course I will, Naruto said. Thanks kid, Zabuza said, then closed his eyes for the final time. Haku wiped away her tears she had since Zabuza was a bit of a father figure to her when she was growing up. Naruto hugged Haku close to give her what comfort he could. Scene break. Haku and Naruto buried Zabuza and Naruto handed Haku Zabuza's Zanbato. Haku was unsure what to do with it, but Tenten's loud, and I mean loud pleading for her to take it, and Haku did. Mainly to shut Tenten up. After that Sasuke was in bed recuperating and seething. Naruto had beaten Haku and he didn't. This didn't do well for the little emo's delusional mind. The dark emo cloud above him grew bigger into a emo superstorm. Sakura was unhappy too. She had been useless and easily taken out, but her main concern was healing her precious Sasuke, even though he pushed her away each time she tried. Naruto and Haku had fun watching the bridge get built. Naruto taught her summoning and how to use pocket monster attacks like her own. She was pleased to add new attacks to her repertoire. Since she didn't know much about her bloodline at all. So Haku learned from Frostless and Squirtle all the water and ice attacks she could. Naruto also trained more too. Soon the bridge was finally complete and it was time to go. They said their goodbyes and headed back to Konoha. Scene break. Back in Konoha, Hiruzen was wrestling once again with his oldest and strongest foe, paperwork. He sighed as he had finished a stack and started another. Soon a poof of smoke appeared and out of the smoke was a furred. "Hey, Naruto sent me to give you this," the fur it said, dropping the scroll then disappearing. Hiruzen took the scroll and opened it. "Hey old man. I just want to let you know while in wave I got another mate. Her name is Haku and she has a bloodline where it fuses water and wind to make ice. I think it's called Hiruzen. We need a plan to make sure Haku isn't taken and used as breeding stock. Talk to Alakazam to come up with something that's airtight. Use anything you can to protect Haku, she's precious to me and I won't have her harmed at all. Oh, and add Tenten to the list too, since she is also one of my mates too. If you need more information about this, talk to Alakazam. See you soon. Naruto. Pocket Monster Master." Hiruzen sighed and rubbed the bridge of his nose. He knew this was going to a hell of a lot of trouble. He was definitely too old for this shit. "Alakazam," he said. Alakazam appeared out of thin air. "You called me Hokage?" the psychic pocket monster asked. "Yes, it appears we have a problem and I need to know the whole situation," Hiruzen said. Alakazam nodded. The psychic pocket monster then explained to Hiruzen everything that had been going on. From Naruto now gathering mates, which Hiruzen grumbled about how lucky Naruto is to getting a lot of girls. After that they began to plan. "I've looked through many of the ancient laws of Konoha and found many interesting things," Alakazam said. "Like what?" Hiruzen asked. "Well, it appears that the Uzumaki does have a clan here," Alakazam said. Hiruzen nodded as he remembered the first Hokage did marry an Uzumaki. And with that the first decided to make the Uzumaki an official clan in Konoha, since the Uzumaki helped a great deal in creating Konoha, along with the Senju and Uchiha. "Yes," he said. "Well then it is really quite simple. Since Naruto is the last Uzumaki, we can re-establish the Uzumaki clan and he already has 2 members being his 2 mates and it will grow," Alakazam said. Hiruzen sat back puffing on his pipe. This was a feasible option and plus it would keep Naruto's true heritage hidden for some time longer. He didn't know that Naruto already knew who his parents were. "I do like it, but what are the drawbacks? We both know the council will try anything to mess with this," he said. "That is the beauty of it. They can't do anything since this is deeply within the laws of Konoha and if they try they'll be challenging the Uzumaki clan, which isn't something they want to do. Mainly because it's their seals that help protect the village from attacks and if the council tries to fight this, then the Uzumaki clan have the right to remove their seals from all things as well, the Uzumaki swirl that adorns all shinobi items. Konoha will lose the support one of the founding clans. Plus I have looked and found the Hyuga and Inyazuka clans have alliances with the Uzumaki clan. And if the council tries anything, then they'd have the Hyuga and Inyazuka clans to deal with too," Alakazam said. Hiruzen didn't know about the alliances, but figured Alakazam found it out by his usual method. He was quite shocked about hearing about the seals, but then remembered that the Uzumaki clan were renowned for their seals and their expertise in them. He agreed. "Very well, we have a plan," he said. "Yes, but first we have paperwork to make it legal," Alakazam said as a very thick stack of papers appeared on Hiruzen's desk. Hiruzen began to weep, which caused the psychic pocket monster to sweat drop as he watched the most powerful man in the village cry and throw a childish tantrum about more paperwork. Why doesn't he just use a shadow clone, Alakazam thought idly. Scene break. All of Team 7 and Haku were resting since they had finished in wave and were on their way back to Konoha. Naruto sensed Alakazam and begged off, claiming he needed to go to the bathroom. Once alone, Alakazam appeared. "We have a plan. Just sign these and it will be ready to be put in motion," the psychic pocket monster said. Naruto nodded and signed the papers and Alakazam took them and teleported away. Naruto walked back to the others. He sat by Haku and hugged her tight. "We have a plan, don't worry," he whispered in her ear. Haku smiled as she snuggled into Naruto's embrace. Sasuke glared at the two. He was angry and wanted to rematch to prove the last was just a fluke. Sakura was pouting since her beloved Sasuke wasn't paying any attention to her, while Kakashi was curious to what was going on. He knew something was coming, but unsure what it was. End of chapter. Chapter 4. Team 7 and Haku made it to the gates, and the ever-present gate guards, Izumo and Katetsu, stood at attention. Team 7 reporting and Kakashi said. "Go on through." "Oh hey Naruto. The Hokage wants to see you and the girl with you," Izumo said. "Great, we'll get going," Naruto said, then teleported with Haku following him. Sasuke glared at where Naruto had stood. He will have that power. Scene break. Naruto and Haku appeared in Hiruzen's office and found Tenten waiting for them. Tenten got up and hugged Naruto and then hugged Haku as well. "Nice to have you back Naruto, and great to finally meet you in person," Haku Tenten said. "Nice to see you too," Tenten Haku said. "Yeah, it's great seeing you," Tenten Naruto said. The clearing throat caught their attention. Hiruzen sat there looking at the scene with a light smile. He was happy Naruto had those precious to him. "Now that you've greeted one another, I believe there's business needed to take care of," he said. The three sat down and Hiruzen tossed Haku a headband. "Congratulations, you are a shinobi of Konoha," he said. "But how?" Haku asked. "I talked with Alakazam and he told me what I needed to know. You are not a registered shinobi anywhere. Plus I believe you'd wish to join and help Naruto and Tenten," Hiruzen said. Haku nodded and she put the headband on. "Now on to other business. Has Alakazam told you the plan?" Hiruzen asked. "He hasn't. I think it's the way to go." "Has he told you too?" Naruto asked looking at Tenten and Haku. "I'm fine with it. I've been meaning to move out for some time, but just never had the money to do so," Tenten said. "Since I am new here I don't have a place to live, so I am happy with what will happen," Haku said. "Good, now we expect trouble from the council for this move, but Alakazam has assured me that there's no way the council can block or take it down without severe consequences to themselves," Hiruzen said. "Yeah, losing all the protection around the village that the Uzumaki clan had provided with seals, not to mention the removal of the Uzumaki swirl, that practically every shinobi item is branded with," Tenten said. Hiruzen nodded. "That's not even counting the alliance either," he thought. "So, can we go to our new home?" Naruto asked. Hiruzen pulled out some keys and handed them to Naruto. Before they left they also signed some papers stating Haku and Tenten have joined the Uzumaki clan. So Tenten will now be Tenten Uzumaki and Haku will now be Haku Uzumaki. Tenten also updated her shinobi license as well with her new name. Tenten and Haku teleported away with Naruto staying since he and his team still needed to report to the Hokage about the mission in Wave. Scene break. Naruto and his two mates followed the directions Hiruzen gave them and soon they went into the woods and found the Uzumaki compound. They stared in awe. It was hidden in a part of a forest area with a lovely waterfall and pools. "Wow!" Tenten exclaimed. "Yeah, wow," Haku said. "Come on, let's check out the inside," Naruto said. He opened the door and was amazed. The inside was just as amazing as the outside. There was nice entryway where they were standing which led into the living room. There was huge library full of books and scrolls on Fuin Jutsu as well as many books and scrolls on several other jutsus too. There was more than enough space for them all with other rooms too. They explored the entire house before picking rooms. Naruto got the master bedroom with Tenten and Haku getting rooms closest to his. "This place is amazing. I've never seen something so big. Not even the Hyuga compound is this big," Tenten said. "It's nice, but a bit big for all of us," Naruto said. "Well kid, you'll never know when you'll need the extra room," Vulpix said in perverted tone. Naruto ignored this. "Come on, I need to pack up my stuff," Tenten said. "I need to do the same," Naruto said. "I'll come with you," Naruto Haku said. They all agreed and decided to meet back here after they were done packing. With the help of shadow clones by Naruto they got everything moved in quite fast and set up too. Scene break. It didn't take long for Naruto to be standing in front of the council. Haku was by his side and Tenten in the gallery. "Boy, do you know why you're here?" a civilian council member asked. Naruto ignored the question looking at the Hokage. "Answer me boy or face the consequences," the council member seethed. "I don't answer to you. I am shinobi of Konoha and I only obey the Hokage," Naruto said calmly. This caused outrage and all the civilian council started to scream and shout at Naruto for being disrespectful and he should be punished severely, most of them going too for execution. The shinobi side were now very interested and curious as to what was going to happen. Even Shikaku Nara, who usually half slept through most of these meetings, was wide awake since he sensed something exciting going to happen. None of the shinobi hated Naruto at all. A few clans actually liked the lad very much and had tried to help him as much as they possibly could. Silence. The shout and the output of Kai from the Hokage quieted down the civilian side. Genin Uzumaki is right. He doesn't have to answer you since he's one of my shinobi, Hiruzen said. This caused grumbles from the civilian side. Now to why we're here, Hiruzen said. Yes, we've learned that this girl here, a civilian concealmember said pointing at Haku, has the Hyoten bloodline and she must be put into a program to ensure her bloodline doesn't disappear. The shinobi side knew what that meant and growled. They wanted to use this poor girl to breed. They could understand that the Hyoten bloodline was important due to the bloodline purge going on in Kiri and she was most likely the last of her clan. But the thought of turning a young girl into a baby machine sickened them. They had seen too many things like that in their time in the field to ever think about doing that in their own village. They wanted the bloodline in their village, but not like that. Most of them had children and would never wish that on a child. Better yet, she is to given to Sasuke Uchiha. Their children would be very powerful, a pink-haired concealmember shrieked. The shinobi side flinched hearing the shrill voice. Hiruzen stroked his beard in mock thought. Yes, I can see that, but if you've not seen that she is wearing a Konoha headband that makes her one of my shinobi, and I will not do that to one of my own, Hiruzen said. But she must, the Kra council member said. Given that Haku's clan isn't part of Konoha, that rule doesn't apply. You really need to read the laws better, Naruto said. Silence, demon. A concealmember shouted. The kunai flew and struck the concealmember in the neck, killing him. This caused outrage on the civilian side, demanding Naruto to be executed for killing a concealmember. You forget, civilian council, that the Hokage's law about me is still in effect, and since the now deceased concealmember broke the law, I was within the law to kill him, Naruto said. This stunned the civilian side and the shinobi side just nodded. Naruto was right. The law was on his side. Anbu, take the body away, Hiruzen said. An Anbu appeared, grabbed the body and disappeared. Now that's over with. Like Naruto had said, Haku's clan isn't a part of Konoha, so our laws don't apply to her, Hiruzen said. But she's a shinobi of this village, that makes her a resident of Konoha. She is bound by our laws now. She must be put in Kra, a civilian concealmember said. Hiruzen and Naruto shared a look and smirked. Shikaku could sense a trap coming on and chuckled lowly at how well played this was. Inoichi and Chaoza, who were sitting by their best friend, looked at him. Watch for the fireworks, Shikaku said to his friends. Yes, that's correct, Hiruzen said. This perked the council up, they were going to get away. But she's protected by a clan and can't be touched, Hiruzen said. Shouts came all about from the civilian side, while the shinobi side were very curious at what clan was protecting Haku. And again Hiruzen had to silence them all with Kai and a shout. Once again there was silence. The Uzumaki clan has claimed Haku and made her a part of their clan. This now becomes a clan issue. The council has no power to do anything unless they fear reprisal from the clan, Hiruzen said. Uzumaki clan, I've never heard of such a clan, a concealmember said. You haven't? Well, you should. They are the third clan that helped build Konoha. They provided the protection that we still enjoy today, not to mention that all of our Chunin and Jounin wear their symbol, Hiruzen said. Preposterous. Everyone knows it was the Senju and Uchiha that founded this village, a concealmember said. So if I should take all the seals that help keep the walls around Konoha strong away, as well as the various other seals within the village that lets you sense when shinobi approach, then you'll all still be safe? Naruto asked. What are you talking about, boy? A concealmember asked, knowing not to call Naruto the D word or else get killed. You people are so stupid, you know that. What's my last name? Naruto asked, shaking his head. What does it matter, you're just an orphan boy, a concealmember sneered. I am Naruto Uzumaki, the last of the Uzumaki clan, which hailed from Uzu, one of the oldest clans in history, and said to be the first hidden village ever. We, along with the Senju, who we are cousins since the first Hokage married in Uzumaki. Along with the Uchiha, helped build this village. The Uzumaki clan helped out in giving seals that are still used in this village. They helped protect your homes as well, or used to produce the chakra sensory system this village uses. Without it you'd be overrun by foreign shinobi and not even know it, Naruto said. The civilian council was seething, thinking that this boy had any power over them. Well, the shinobi side knew this. It was a bit foggy for some to remember, but they vaguely remembered the Uzumaki clan. Look, it's simple. Try anything on Haku and I will retire and move, taking all the protection my people ever gave you, leaving you all defenseless. Really, Naruto said. Are you threatening us, boy? A concealmember growled. No, it's a promise, Naruto said sternly. He's bluffing, Hokage. He's got nothing, another concealmember said. Genin Uzumaki isn't bluffing, and he has the power to do so. But it seems that this council needs a refresher on this village's history, Hiruzen said. Thus Hiruzen told the entire council about the founding on Konoha and how, with the help of Senju clan, who provided law and stability, the Uchiha that provided the muscle, and the Uzumaki that helped provide the protection for the fledgling village. and how the Uzumaki and Senju clans were cousin clans and united in the marriage between the first Hokage and a woman named Mito Uzumaki from the Uzumaki clan. How the Uzumaki clan was quite vital to the survival of Konoha, and without their support Konoha wouldn't be the strongest village known today. This of course made the civilian side grumble and claim it was all lies, but the shinobi side was looking at Naruto with new eyes. The boy then must go into the Cross, civilian concealmember said. I don't, Naruto said. What was that, brat? A concealmember sneered. Since I am one of the founding clans, that law doesn't apply to me, but it doesn't mean I can't have more than one wife. The Uzumaki clan has been known to practice polygamy from time to time, Naruto said. This had the civilian side thinking how to get their daughters in and get the wealth the Uzumaki clan had. The shinobi side were curious to this all, and a few members were thinking the same like the civilian side, but not in a devious way. More like a way to strengthen the bond with the Uzumaki clan and their standing in the village. Well, a few were thinking more politically inclined, to be honest. I however have the power to accept or reject anyone I deem unfit to become a part of the Uzumaki clan, since I am its head, Naruto said. Grumbles from the civilian side was made known hearing this. Well, then I believe that's everything. To sum up, Haku Uzumaki is a part of the Uzumaki clan and can't be forced into anything unless her head of her clan says so. This meeting is dismissed, Hiruzen said. Scene break. News of Naruto's heritage raced through the village. Naruto talked with the Hyuga and Inuzuka clans since they were allies. Both clans would honor the alliance between them and the Uzumaki clan. Also, when this was going on, Alakazam took all the knowledge of Fuinjutsu he had and shoved it all into Naruto's head. Normally Alakazam would teach him, but thought the cram method would work well this time since there was so much of it. Again, Naruto got a major headache due to the information he was getting, but he survived. It just took a while for his headache to subside. Naruto became a seal master overnight, it seemed. He updated and upgraded all the seals around the compound and began working on new seals in joyous fashion. Plus he enjoyed working on the jutsu that made his father famous. Though Naruto knew it, he still hadn't learned the intricacies of the jutsu, and that wasn't something you learn from your gained knowledge, but by studying the seals themselves. When Tenten revealed her new name, her team was surprised, and her sensei and his carbon copy began spouting things about how youthful it was and other psychotic nonsense. Naruto was still confused about what this youth thing was and hoped it wasn't contagious. Haku agreed, and after seeing Tenten sensei and the mini-me, she was scared. No one should have eyebrows like that, she claimed. Haku had gotten a position at the hospital as well placed as a Chunin since she was quite skilled, too skilled to be considered a Genin in the Hokage's opinion. He did test her to see if Haku was actually Chunin level. Several Jounin watched this, and in the end Haku was made Chunin. She didn't revealing of her pocket monster moves during the test since she wanted to keep those a secret still. Then three also trained together in the pocket monster attacks, getting better and better each day. Haku was becoming quite skilled and she loved what she could do with these new attacks on both the water and ice side. Tenten was very far advanced, but Naruto was still ahead of both of them, though he had a jump start. He did help them out whenever they needed it. After that not much had changed really. Naruto appeared doing missions once back on duty. Sasuke would glare at Naruto trying to belittle him. But Naruto never raised to the bait. Sakura tried to be nicer to Naruto since her mother told her to try and get on Naruto's good side. Since that could give her an in to join the Uzumaki clan by marriage. Kakashi watched all of this and had a frown on his face as it appeared Sasuke's attitude was turning to the worst. He needed to have the Uchiha checked once again by Inoichi. There's no way Sasuke could have hit past the psych evaluation, but other than that Team 7 was back on missions, though D-ranked. Naruto grumbled, but now he had Haku in his head along with Tenten helping him not burst out. Scene break. On a rare day that was a break for all three, they relaxed at home. The Chunin exams are coming up, Tenten commented. Huh, what are those? Naruto asked. Tenten sighed. Even though Naruto was smart, he still had what Tenten had decided to label Naruto's blonde moments. It's where Genin can become Chunin, Haku said. Oh, Naruto said. Actually it's more than that, Alakazam said. The three turned to find the psychic pocket monster in a meditating position floating a few inches off the ground. What do you mean? Tenten asked. The Chunin exams replaced the wars the villages waged against one another. Each village hosts the event. Other villages send their best genin to the host village to show off their strongest crop of promising genin. There are 3 parts of the exam and they are all meant to see if you have what it takes to become a Chunin, Alakazam said. So basically the Chunin exam is for bragging rights and to show off your most promising shinobi, Haku said. Precisely, Alakazam said. Anyway, I know Guy Sensei will enter us. He held us back last year since he didn't think we were ready, Tenten said. What about you, Naruto, do you think your team will be in the exams? Haku asked. Don't know. I think though according to Alakazam we have to show off our best, and that means showing off the Uchiha, Naruto said with a frown. I still don't understand it. He hasn't done anything at all. He's just riding on the coattails of what his clan has done, Tenten said, shaking her head. This might be a dumb question, but how can he still be considered a clan when he's the only one? I thought a clan was supposed to made up of several members, not one. Haku asked. This had Naruto and Tenten freeze, and they turned to Alakazam. I will look into it, the psychic pocket monster said. Scene break. Naruto was wandering bored one day when he was nearly run down. He luckily jumped aside due to his shinobi skills. He saw 3 blurs rush past, followed by a slower pink one. What in the world? He thought. Kid, I think one of those blurs was the banshee of a teammate, Vulpix said. I think you're right, Pix, Naruto said. Better check it out, Naruto said out loud. He dashed off and caught up with the 4. But saw a weird person dressed in a cat suit and wearing makeup, holding what looks to be Konohamaru. Naruto recognized the boy and his friends. One time he was in the Hokage's office and Konohamaru tried to attack the Hokage. Let me go. Konohamaru said, struggling. Little punk, I'll show you what happens when someone bumps into me, the cat suit wearing person said. Let him go, Kankuro, the blonde-haired girl behind the person named Kankuro said in an annoyed tone. The kid's pheromones is going off again. It must be that blonde chick, Vulpix thought. Naruto sighed as he walked over. Oh great, more pests, Kankuro said. You know Suna and Konoha may be allies, but I don't think that will last if you beat up the Hokage's grandson, Naruto said in a bored tone. Kankuro dropped Konohamaru in shock. This made the boy and his friends run and hide behind Naruto. You idiot, you could have caused an international incident, the blonde girl said, whacking Kankuro over the head with a long metal object she had with her. Ow. Damn it, Tamari, that hurt, Kankuro whined as he was now sitting on the ground, rubbing the huge bruise he now had. What are you Sunanin doing here, where are your papers? Sakura asked, now getting over whatever state she was in. You're here for the Chunin exams, aren't you? Naruto asked. That's right, cutie, Tamari said, flashing a smile at Naruto. Naruto smiled right back. Soon a swirl of sand appeared. A small retarded boy appeared. He had dark circles under his eyes and looked emotionless. GG Gar, Kankuro stuttered. Shut up, Kankuro, or I'll kill you, the retard said in a monotone voice. It's Shukaku, Vulpix said. Shukaku? Naruto asked. Yeah, he's a biju, the one-tailed raccoon to be exact. A tailed demon like me, but unlike me he decided to not change after all this time. I changed into what I am today. Shukaku didn't get along with the rest of the biju, Vulpix said. Change? What do you mean change? Naruto asked. Not now, we'll talk later, Vulpix said. Naruto just nodded and returned to the scene at hand. It seemed Sasuke had appeared in all of his great emo glory up in the tree. Sakura began frowning over how cool Sasuke was, making Naruto roll his eyes. Sasuke then jumped down. Who are you? The retard asked. I am Saz, but Sasuke was cut off. I wasn't talking you, worm. I was talking to him, the retard looking right at Naruto. This angered Sasuke greatly. He was being passed over for Naruto. I think it's only polite to offer your name first before I give mine, Naruto said. My name is Garasabaku, what is your name? The retard asked. I am Naruto Uzumaki, and what are the names of your 2 teammates? Naruto asked. They don't matter, Gaara said as he began to walk away. Naruto however wanted to know their names and looked at them both. My name is Tamari and this is my brother Kankuro, Tamari said. It's nice to meet you, Tamari. I hope you enjoy your stay in Konoha, Naruto said politely. Tamari couldn't help but blush slightly at how nice Naruto seemed to be. Not to mention she wasn't kidding when she called Naruto cute, because he was. The brooding boy had that bad boy image going, but it just wasn't doing it for her. She was more interested in her fellow blonde. Smooth kid, real smooth, you sure know how to charm your mates and soon-to-be mate, Vulpix said. Naruto ignored Vulpix and walked off, leaving a confused Sakura and seething Sasuke. Scene break. Naruto returned to his wandering. He knew that he had a team meeting later, but he also knew Kakashi would be late as usual, and that meant he had more than enough time. Haku and Tenten didn't scold Naruto for this, but they made Naruto promise to never, ever pick his tardy sensei's behavior, or else much pain would be in his future. Naruto of course agreed since he'd seen both Haku and Tenten, and their accuracy was as deadly as it is scary and amazing. He kept walking and accidentally bumped into someone. Hey, what the hell? Watch where you're going. Naruto blinked and he saw a pissed of retard. The retard had yellow topaz eyes, dark skin and had a sword on her back. She was with 2 others. One was a boy with white hair and dark skin with a sword on his back too and a sucker in his mouth. And last was a girl. She had shoulder-length blonde hair, fair skin, blue eyes and a very well-endowed chest given her young age. Harry, be cool, the blonde girl said. But this idiot walked right into you, the retard named Carrie said. Harry, we should be careful. We're in Konoha and if you start anything we could get into trouble and that would be us getting locked up, missing the Chunin exams and possibly starting a war between our villages, and the white-haired boy said. Shut up, Amoy. Carrie shouted. Look, I am sorry I bumped into you. I wasn't looking where I was going, Naruto said, bowing his head. It's cool, no harm done, the blonde girl said. Again, geez, this boy is pumping out pheromones, but to which girl? Vulpix thought. So you're here for the Chunin exams? Naruto asked. We are, the blonde girl said with a nod. That's great, name is Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said, sticking his hand out. The blonde girl eyed Naruto with a bit of interest. My name is Samui, she said and shook Naruto's hand. They both felt a jolt rush through them where their hands touched. Again, Naruto thought. This is Carrie and this is Amoy, Samui said, removing her hand from Naruto's though reluctantly. Nice to meet you, Naruto said. Yeah, whatever. Just watch where you're going, Carrie grumbled. Amoy just smiled and waved with the sucker still in his mouth. Samui was silent. She had never felt anything like that jolt she felt by touching Naruto. She was curious as to why, since it wasn't like any lightning-based jutsu that she knew of. And how come she was now feeling a sudden attraction to him. We should get to our hotel, Amoy said. Hey, I can show you if you want. Naruto offered. That would be cool. Thank you, Samui said. Great, what's the name of it? Naruto asked. The Golden Leaf, Samui said. Right, I know where that is, follow me, Naruto said. Samui nodded and walked beside Naruto, closely beside Naruto. Their hands almost touching, but never actually. Harry and Amoy looked at each other, then the back of Samui before catching up with her and Naruto. Neither was sure what was going on, but they knew something was up with Samui. She was never this open to strangers, especially boys, but she seemed to be very open and close with Naruto. It took a while and during that time Naruto played tour guide for the three. He showed them places and stuff. Samui listened, trying to figure out Naruto, but getting nothing. Soon they got to the hotel, and Naruto said goodbye since he had to get to his team meeting. Farewell, Naruto. I hope to see you in the Chunin exams. It would be cool, Samui said with a very small smile. Yeah, Naruto said with a smile. Harry and Amoy now really had to talk to Samui about her behavior. Scene break. Naruto got to the meeting spot with time to spare. Sakura was pouting, no doubt at being rejected by Sasuke once again. Sasuke was brooding with his ever-present emo cloud above his head, rumbling and thundering with 50% chances of emo shower in the forecast. Yo. Kakashi greeted. You're late. Sakura screeched. Yeah, well anyway, big Jounin meeting I couldn't miss. But here you go, Kakashi said, handing the 3 forms. What are these for? Sakura asked. Signed us up for the Chunin exams? Naruto asked. Yup, Kakashi said with an eye smile. Wait, what are the Chunin exams? Sakura asked. Oh man, and you're supposed to be the best kunoichi in our class, Naruto said, rolling his eyes. Sakura wanted to punch Naruto, but remembered her mother's words of trying to get on Naruto's good side. So she restrained herself. The Chunin exams, Sakura, are for Genin to become Chunin, Kakashi said. Will there be anyone strong there? Sasuke asked. Yes, villages from all over sent their best Genin to compete, Kakashi said. Sasuke smiled as he thought that he'd face these so-called strong opponents, beat them and gain his Sharingan, and be one step closer to killing his brother. Yes, it was all going according to his little emo plan. It also means that Gaara would be there and he'd show him that he wasn't a worm. Above Sasuke's head his emo cloud grew darker and the clouds began to swirl and rumble. The forecast has changed from 50% emo rain to an emo superstorm with heavy downpours and wicked winds. Sakura looked scared at the possibility of facing strong opponents. Naruto shrugged and stuffed the form in his pocket. Well, see ya in a week, he said, walking away. Where are you going? Sakura asked. The train and prepare for the Chunin exams. You two should too. It's not going to be easy at all. We bumped into that Suna team and I bumped into a team from Kumo. Both didn't look like pushovers, Naruto said. Kakashi looked proud that Naruto was taking this seriously and gave the blonde an eye smile. Then he shoo-shined away. Sasuke nodded and rushed off to train. This left Sakura to faint. Scene break. Naruto met with Tenten and saw that she got a form to sign up for the Chunin exams too. Well, it looks like we should train, Naruto, Tenten said. We should, but we shouldn't train in the same place since we might face one another in the exams, Naruto said. Tenten nodded. The backyard is big enough for the both of you. I'll be home soon and I'll cook a nice meal for you both, Haku said. It was agreed and Naruto and Tenten staked out their claim in the backyard and began training and practicing. They worked on their shinobi skills mostly, but worked on the skills on their pocket monster attacks too. Haku arrived home after her shift in the hospital, telling them that she'd be a part of the medic team that will be needed for the Chunin exam. Naruto and Tenten were happy that Haku was getting such a nice position. Haku also made the lovely dinner she had promised, and it was needed since Naruto and Tenten both worked some big appetites due to their training. After they ate, Naruto and Tenten got back to training. It was till later that night and Naruto was in bed. He closed his eyes and when he opened them he was in Vulpix's home. It was a small cottage really, and inside the place it was nicely furnished with furniture and the like. Naruto had cleaned up his mindscape for the kitsune since it was the least he could do. The blonde looked around and saw Vulpix jamming his paws on something. No, no, no. Darn it. The red kitsune bellowed. Vulpix, you alright? Naruto asked. Oh hey kid. I'm fine, just having trouble beating the stupid Elite Four, again Vulpix said. Okay, Naruto said. Yeah, so what do you need? Vulpix asked after saving his game and then turning it off. Yeah, about what happened today and you telling me about changing your form and stuff, Naruto said. Ah yes. That. Okay, well we just live a long time and it comes a time where we get bored. I mean we live for centuries really unless killed, and that's very hard to do, but can happen. So certain just do things to waste time. I know Nibi, who is the two-tailed cat Biju, turns into a woman and lives a mortal life and marries and stuff, plays house really. Then she dies, disappears for a while, then goes to a new place and does the same thing. Shukaku, the Biju you met, well, he's a moody prick, but not like the Uchiha at all. He just doesn't like change. Anyway, I decided to change a long while ago, can't remember when really. I changed into a pocket monster. Though as a Biju I can't totally become a pocket monster, so I'm 99.9% pocket monster with a 0.1% Biju, Vulpix said. Okay, Naruto said as he tried to understand all that he was told. It was kind of confusing to him. Yeah, so anything else? Vulpix asked. Yeah, you said I met one of my mates. I know who one of them is, but who is the other? Naruto asked. Oh yeah, one is the blonde girl that was with Shukaku. She's one of your mates, Vulpix said. Okay, Naruto said. And though you know this, the second is the sexy busty blonde you shook hands with. You've got to ask her if those are real, Vulpix said. Vulpix? Naruto shouted. What? It's a fair question. I mean no girl her age should have a rack like that, not that young anyway, Vulpix said. Naruto was red in the face. So anything else or can I go back to my game? Vulpix asked. Yeah, to bond to them or whatever, I just have them sign the contract like Tenten and Haku, right? Naruto asked. Yup, it's that simple. Once they sign it they are your mates. Nothing and no one can challenge or change that. Since they signed the contract in their own blood it's binding and all, Vulpix said. Okay, so what are you playing? Naruto asked curiously. Oh, it's a game called Pokemon. Odd name I know right. But it's fun and damn addictive too. I've been playing for 10 straight hours, Vulpix said being a little wired. How can you play that long without a break of some kind? Naruto asked. Not really sure, but drinking all that Red Bull and Monster energy drinks help me keep awake for sure, Vulpix said. Naruto then saw the huge mountain of empty cans of what he assumed was Red Bull and Monster. You drank that many? He asked stunned. Yeah, I have, Vulpix said. Naruto shook his head and said good night. Before he fell totally asleep he heard a PSSH sound and then a chugging sound and knew Vulpix was drinking one of those drinks again. Naruto just hoped those drinks won't affect him in any way. He really didn't want to that jazzed up. Scene break. The next day at breakfast Naruto told his two mates about the next two mates that he's met. That's interesting. A girl from Suna and a girl from Kumo, Haku said. The girl from Kumo might be a problem since the Hyugas don't like Kumo, Tenten said. What do you mean? Naruto asked. Tenten explained that she had a teammate named Niji and all about his past and the Hyuga clan's past with Kumo. So this Niji blames Hinata for what happened to his father? Naruto asked. Tenten nodded. The guy has a screw loss or something. Hinata couldn't do a thing. She was just a little girl, Naruto said. I know, but Niji doesn't understand it. Plus he's on this whole fate thing, Tenten said. Naruto and Haku looked confused by this and Tenten showed them some of her memories with Niji going on about fate and stuff. Now that's messed up, Vulpix thought, seeing the memories too. After that they chatted a bit more, then Naruto and Tenten went back out to train some more as Haku left for her shift at the hospital. End of chapter. Chapter 5. Naruto walked up to the academy and sighed. He saw his two teammates there waiting for him. Hey guys, he greeted. Sakura smiled as she greeted him while Sasuke just huffed and began walking into the academy. Naruto and Sakura followed and soon made their way inside their old school. They walked up the stairs and they saw the growing crowd. Naruto ignored them since he heard Vulpix tell him about the genjutsu between the chugging of energy drinks. Naruto mentally sweat-dropped at that. They were making their way past when Sasuke had to call out the genjutsu. Naruto smacked his hand to his face. How stupid can he be? He thought. I know kid. He's dumber than anyone I've ever met, Vulpix said. He sure is, Haku said. He's also so arrogant too. Man, does he soak in that arrogance crap? Tenten asked. Naruto ignored the crowd and nodded to Tenten, and she nodded back. He then headed up the stairs. Hey, where are you going? Sakura screamed. Naruto turned around. Heading up to the right room, coming. He asked as he pointed to the staircase leading to the next and correct floor. Sakura huffed and followed with Sasuke right behind. They were stopped by Lee. Naruto heard Tenten groan in his head, then she appeared using teleport. Lee, what the heck are you doing? She shouted. Yosh, Tenten, you made youthful speed. I've come to challenge Sasuke Uchiha to a fight, Lee said with his usual exuberance. You'll fight me even though you know who I am, Sasuke said smugly. Come on Tenten, let's go. We know that the Uchiha will get his clock clean, Naruto said. Tenten sighed, but nodded and followed Naruto up the stairs. They both met Kakashi. Naruto, where are your two teammates? He asked. Sasuke's getting his emo butt walloped by Lee, one of Tenten's teammates, Naruto said. Ah, I see, Kakashi said. Soon they heard wails of horror. Sounds like they just saw Guy and Lee's bonding genjutsu, Tenten said, recognizing the screams right away. I've never seen that, Naruto said. And if you know what's good for you then you pray never to see it ever, Tenten said, shivering from the memory of first seeing the horrible sight. Naruto wrapped an arm around Tenten to comfort her as Kakashi couldn't help but let out a perverted giggle as he saw the little scene between the two genin. Get your mind out the gutter, Cyclops, Tenten growled. Soon Sasuke and Sakura appeared, trembling and shaking from what they had witnessed. See, you're glad you did see that, or that's what you'd look like afterwards, Tenten said. Naruto just nodded, seeing the state his two teammates were in. Green spandex sunset waves, the horror, Sasuke and Sakura mumbled. Soon they entered the room full of genin. A wave of Kai hit them. Naruto shrugged it off. Sakura looked ready to faint and Sasuke tried to glare right back to intimidate right back, it was useless. They were greeted by the other rookie teams. Naruto nodded to them all, and when his eyes moved to Hinata she squeaked and went red. Naruto ignored this, but heard an annoyed sigh from Tenten within his head. He was curious to why Tenten did that. But before he could ask, a genin named Kabuto came over and began shelling out information to the rookie 9. This genin knows way too much. These records aren't even made public. Be careful around him, the psychic pocket monster said. Naruto nodded and knew Tenten got the message too. The proctor came in and started with the orders. Naruto sat in his seat and listened. The first part of the exam was a written test, a freaking written test. Scene break. After the test they were brought to training ground 44, or better known as the Forest of Death, cue the ominous thunder and lightning. The teams that survived the first part were waiting the second. Their proctor was a scantily clad woman in a trench coat that had introduced herself as Anko Midarashi. She was standing there looking at the genin with a sadistic smirk on her face. Okay brats, welcome to the Forest of Death, Anko announced. Wild beasts were then heard, making all the genin flinch with terror. Or in Sakura's case, almost pass out. Anko then went on about the test itself. It was basically a 5-day survival thing. Every team has to collect 2 scrolls, 1 heaven and 1 earth. Every team would start with either a heaven or earth scroll and had to find the other. That meant fighting the other teams for the scroll the team needed. What made it harder was that every team wouldn't know what scroll the other team had. So even if your team attacked another team and win, your team might end up getting a double of the scroll your team already have. Anko was about to go into waivers and noticed Naruto was paying any attention to her. It wasn't because he was acting cocky or bored. No, he was listening to Vulpix for info. Anko though didn't like this and hurled a kunai at Naruto. Naruto sensed this and he tilted his head and the kunai missed him. Anko got behind Naruto and pouted. I wanted to taste your blood, she said, then licked Naruto's cheek. They both felt that jolt. Naruto knew what it was, but Anko was confused as hell. But she didn't show it. Soon she got her kunai back from a grass nin and she had the waivers handed out. What are these for? A genin asked. Oh, basically it states that if you die in Konoha won't be held responsible, Anko said casually like she was discussing the weather. This scared more genin. But not Naruto since he was talking with Vulpix. Shit, that woman is one crazy mother. Vulpix, shut your mouth, Tenten said. I do have to agree with Vulpix though. She seems a bit unhinged. Why would Naruto be attracted to her? Haku asked. Don't know, he nor I have any control who becomes his mate, Vulpix said. Well anyway, how should we handle the forest, Naruto? Tenten asked. Simple, I don't attack you and you don't attack me, Naruto said. But what if our teams meet? Tenten asked. We fight, I guess. But not show anything big. Want to keep that stuff secret for later when we have to fight, Naruto said. Tenten nodded. Soon they got their scrolls and Naruto was with his team. Sasuke of course demanded he held the scroll. Naruto grumbled and handed over the scroll since he didn't want to argue. Soon the buzzer sounded. The second stage of the Chunin exams have begun. Scene break. Team 7 raced through the trees. They then stopped for a breather. What's the plan? Sakura asked looking at Sasuke. We go find a team and get their scroll. I can beat anyone, Sasuke said arrogantly. Naruto said nothing, but in the back of his mind he was developing a throbbing headache. Geez, that's arrogant of him, Haku said. Yeah, he must have the biggest rustiest pole up his butt, Vulpix said. Vulpix, I don't need that image, and besides I think my teammate Neji could rival the Tenten said. Soon a big gust of wind blew through the forest. Naruto stuck to the tree limb with his chakra. The rest of his team wasn't so lucky, and that meant he had to find them. Great, knowing the Uchiha bastard, he's going to be in trouble, Naruto thought. He got no argument there. It took Naruto a while, but he finally found his team. Sasuke was about to hand over their scroll to the pale grass nin. That ain't a lady. They smells like snakes, and I don't mean like a pocket monster snake, but real snakes, Vulpix said. But who smells like snakes? Naruto asked. Only two. That woman who's the second proctor and Orochimaru, Lakazam said. Shit, then we're doomed, Naruto said. He then teleported to his teammates, threw several smoke bombs, grabbed the scroll, and then teleported himself and his teammates away. Once away from danger, Naruto sighed, but he felt the hairs on the back of his neck raise and he turned to see Orochimaru. My, aren't you a clever genin, she said. You can stuff the Act 1, know who you are, Orochimaru, Naruto said. Haha, so you saw through my disguise. How clever of you. You're not what I expected to be, Orochimaru said as he tore the female face off his own. Sakura looked ready to puke at the sight. Sasuke was faring a bit better. He shakily got up. Eyes, we got to get out of here. Orochimaru is an S-rank missing nin and was a part of the legendary Sannin. We're no match for him, Naruto said, getting all of his info from Alakazam. You can't tell me what to do, loser, Sasuke growled. For the Uchiha, he thought this was a worthy challenge. Orochimaru should be on par with his brother, and that meant Orochimaru would be a good test to see where his skills are at. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have the Sharingan, so he was at a more disadvantage. Though he never had a chance at beating a Sannin anyway. Sasuke charged in. Damn it, Naruto grumbled. Sasuke's attempts were pitiful, and Vulpix commented that Orochimaru was just toying with Sasuke. Naruto knew he had to step in. He did some hand signs. Fire blast. A burst of fire came from Naruto's mouth and formed an X with an extra line on the top. It hit Orochimaru, but he turned to mud. I didn't hit him, Naruto mumbled. I've never seen that kind of jutsu, what is it? Orochimaru asked curiously. You'll never learn what I know, snake bag, Naruto said. This of course ticked the snake Sannin off. What did you call me? He asked. You heard me, snake bag, or do you like being called snake belt instead? I think both fit you since that's all snakes like you are worth. Bags and belts, oh also wallets and boots too, Naruto said. Orochimaru then went into a raging rant about how his cold-blooded brothers and sisters shouldn't be used as clothing or fashion statements. He went on so long that Team 7 left. When he finished, he saw he no longer had his audience. He grumbled about how no cares about snakes anymore and then moved to catch up with them. He still had business. Scene break. Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke were running away, leaping through the trees. That was a stupid thing to do, Uchiha, you could have been killed. Didn't I tell you he was a Sannin? He's way above your level. He was just playing with you, Naruto said. Shut up, loser, Sasuke grumbled. Yeah, Naruto, shut up. Sakura shouted loudly. Great, now you've given away our position, Naruto groused. Sakura shrieked as she charged in and threw a punch at Naruto. Naruto easily dodged it and she fell down, crashing to the forest floor since they were still tree jumping, and she threw all of her weight into the punch. How the hell did she make it through the academy? Naruto asked aloud. Sasuke had to agree and ponder this too, since even he knew that was completely stupid. Soon Orochimaru appeared. I have you this time. You shall not escape, for I am the great snake Sannin, Orochimaru the snake man said as he performed some weird kabuki dance, then struck a pose at the end. What the hell was that? Naruto shouted. Only an idiot would do something like that, Vulpix said. Somewhere in Konoha, a white-haired man sneezed. This caused him to be spotted and get beaten by several enraged women since he was spying on them. Back in the forest, Orochimaru turned to Sasuke. A pity you don't have the Sharingan, but I have a way to give you it and the power you crave, he said. Sasuke stepped forward. I am listening. You can give me power, the power I need to kill Itachi, he said with a crazed look. Orochimaru looked a bit freaked seeing this look. As psychotic as he was, Sasuke was on another level, and that scared him. But he shook his head and then stretched his neck out, ready to latch his mouth onto Sasuke's neck. Naruto saw this and stopped it. He hurled a kunai and Orochimaru had to retract his neck not to get cut. He looked at Naruto. He had to get rid of him first. "Loser, what are you doing?" Sasuke barked. "Saving your ass. Orochimaru probably wants to give you a hickey or some kind of love bite," Naruto said. This gave time Orochimaru to summon a huge snake. "Shit," Naruto muttered. "Naruto, I'm coming to help you," Tenten said. "No, Tenten," Naruto said. Tenten said nothing and she teleported in as she hurled a barrage of kunai that hit the snake, then exploded. "Tenten," Naruto said. Tenten got into a fighting stance. My, isn't this interesting? Now where did you come from?" Orochimaru asked, completely surprised by Tenten's sudden arrival. "Shutted snake boots," Tenten said, knowing this would incite a reaction from the snake Sannin. It took all of Orochimaru's self-control not to go on another rant about how inhumane it was to use his cold-blooded brothers and sisters to be used as fashion object. "Tenten, I told you not to come," Naruto said. "I know, but you needed help. We can't beat Snake Belt here, but we can do our best to hold him off and make sure he doesn't give the Uchiha a love bite," Tenten said. Orochimaru's eye ticked hearing Tenten for questioning his sexual orientation and the other for once again angered for being called a snake belt. He was straight and he hated being thought of as gay. He liked girls just fine, hell, he had a thing for his teammate Tsunade for God's sake. How come since he never got together with a girl they'd think of him as gay or something? It totally pissed him off. "You stay out of this. I need power to kill Itachi, I must have the power, I am an Uchiha and I will have that power. I will love Orochimaru's ass every night just so I can get this power," Sasuke shouted. "He's gay, I knew it," Tenten said. Naruto just nodded. "Enough of this," Orochimaru said, ignoring Sasuke wanting to be his lover since that was never going to happen. He then stretched out his neck again to bite Sasuke. This time Naruto hurled several kunais and they exploded before they made contact with Orochimaru's body. This made the snake Sannin get blown back with his neck still extended. His neck wrapped around the tree his body crashed into. "What the hell was that?" Tenten asked. "Explosive tags," Naruto said. "Those aren't just explosive tags. They are much stronger than any I've ever used," Tenten said. "I tweaked the seals on them and made them better and stronger. Giving them a better boom," Naruto said. Tenten had a secret fetish. She just loved explosions. They got her so hot. Now she hid this fetish from everyone, even her two mates, since she thought they'd look at her oddly for it. But right now Tenten was getting aroused by Naruto's new and very powerful boom boom tags. She had the urge to ravish her mate right here and now. "Ugh, what happened?" Sakura asked as she stumbled out of the bushes. Sasuke was pissed that he was being denied this power that was rightfully his. But before he could do anything a team of Anbu appeared. "We heard explosions, what happened?" one of them asked. Naruto told them what happened and the Anbu just nodded. "We shall be shadowing you and your team from now on. We won't interfere unless it is needed," the Nico Anbu said. Naruto nodded. Team 7 left with Tenten teleporting back to her team. Scene break. Team 7 arrived at the tower tired, but in hand they had 2 scrolls. The Anbu took care of the sound team that attacked Team 7, then took them away to be interrogated. They opened the scrolls and it summoned Iruka, who told him about the saying on the wall. After that they had a half a day's rest before the end of the 5 days. Naruto lounged about with Tenten. He asked her what happened when she got back to her team. Flashback. "Tenten, where were you?" Neji asked as Tenten reappeared. "Sorry, Neji, had something to take care of," Tenten said. Neji narrowed his eyes at Tenten. He knew something was different about Tenten. The fact that was the second time she vanished like that. It wasn't a shunshin that he was aware of, but he didn't know what it was either. This irked him, not knowing, even though he acted like he didn't care. "Yosh, such youthful speed, Tenten, I must work harder to become that fast," Lee proclaimed. "Not now, Lee, we must get to the tower," Neji said. "Yosh, you are right, my rival. We must make youthful speed," Lee said, then bolted. Neji sighed as he rubbed his temples as Tenten ignored it. Then flashback. "And that's what happened," Tenten said. Naruto said. "Yeah, Neji is getting suspicious though. I'll need to be more careful," Tenten said. "I told you not to come," Naruto said. "I wasn't about to let you get hurt or killed, Naruto, when I could do something to stop it," Tenten said. Naruto just sighed. Haku agreed and said she'd have come too if she wasn't so busy at the hospital during the attacks. Naruto knew he was screwed and would never be able to talk his 2 girls out of not helping him when he was in a bind. And he had what appears to be 3 more in line. How was he going to survive that? Scene break. The 5 days were over and the remaining genin stood awaiting for what was going to come next. Naruto saw that the team from Suna were there along with the team from Kumo too. He was curious on how strong his 2 future mates were. Soon Hiruzen appeared and Naruto looked back to the front. Hiruzen began telling all about the exam and how it was created and everything. Naruto knew this all from Malakism, so he barely listened till it was time for the matches. They'd had a prelims because there were too many competitors, and since Konoha would have many important guests coming, they wanted a tight showing. An electronic board appeared to decide the matches to come. The first match was Sasuke and a Konoha from Kabuto's team named Yoroi Akato. Sasuke found his chakra being sucked away, but he beat Yoroi by using his little shuriken with ninja wire trick, adding his fire jutsu and burned Yoroi quite badly. After that the matches were somewhat boring. Naruto looked bored as he watched Sakura fight Ino in an utterly pathetic battle. When the match between Tenten and Temari came up, Naruto wished her good luck through their connection as well as remind her not to show too much. Tenten and Temari squared off. "Well, I can at least say that this should be a challenge," Temari said. "What do you mean?" Tenten asked. "Well, unlike those two girls before you, I can tell you actually take your training seriously. So I can't wait to see what you can do, a true kunoichi," Temari said. "Get ready to get your ass whooped then," Tenten said. Temari smirked as she pulled her fan out as Tenten pulled out a couple kunai. "Begin." Hate shouted. Tenten threw some kunai to test things out. She knew she had to be careful. She didn't know what Temari was capable of. Temari blew the flying kunai away with her fan. "So you can use wind jutsus. That leaves me at a bit of a disadvantage," Tenten said. "Want to give up?" Temari asked with a smirk. "No, not at all. I love a challenge," Tenten said with a grin. "Suit yourself," Temari said with a shrug. Tenten pulled out a few more kunais and she threw them. "That trick again?" Temari asked in a bored tone. But the kunais thrown weren't aimed at Temari, but they hit on either side of her. Tenten activated the exploding tag as the kunais flew past the Suna kunoichi. When they exploded, it sent Temari flying back due to the explosion. The explosions weren't big since Tenten knew Temari was one of Naruto's mate and didn't want to hurt her too badly. But this gave Tenten an advantage and she took it. She rushed towards Temari and using some muscle, she yanked Temari's fan out of her grasp. But the fan gone, they'd be on more even ground. Tenten threw the fan away, then threw several kunai around it. Temari moved to retrieve her fan. "I wouldn't do that if I were you," Tenten said. "Why not?" Temari asked, panting. "I surrounded your fan with explosive tags. One step close to it and boom. So why don't we settle our match mano a mano?" Tenten suggested. "Sure, fine, whatever," Temari said. The two girls got into their respective taijutsu stances. Above on the balcony, Guy and Lee both shouted about the girls' flames of youth. It annoyed everyone. "My god, please shut them up," Vulpix said. Back down below, Tenten and Temari were fighting it out. Now this wasn't a pathetic match like Sakura and Ino's. No, both girls took their training seriously and it showed. They were like two prime fighters wailing at each other. Temari would throw a punch and Tenten would block and retaliate. Temari would block that and fight back. "Now that's how kunoichis fight," Naruto said, watching. Kakashi had to nod in agreement. The other jounin watching had to agree with Naruto's sentiment as well. Back on the ground, Tenten and Temari were panting hard. Both had taken several punches and they were both heavily bruised up. Tenten had a black eye and a broken nose, while Temari had a fat lip, a black eye, and she had a tingling feeling in her right arm from a hit Tenten made that hit right on a nerve. "Damn it," Temari muttered. "Getting tired?" Tenten asked. "Shut up," Temari said. "Then let's end this," Tenten suggested. "Let's," Temari agreed. The two kunoichi clashed once last time, punching and kicking till they jumped apart. Both swayed on their feet till Temari finally dropped. Tenten grinned, but then dropped too. Naruto dashed down and caught Tenten before she hit the ground. "I win?" she asked tiredly. "You won," Naruto said with a smile. Tenten closed her good eye as a smile graced her beat-up face. Haku came out and saw the damage the two had done to each other just by their fists and legs and sked. She then began healing Tenten with another medic nin healing Temari. Temari's fan was grabbed and the kunai removed. "She should be fine," Haku said after she finished healing Tenten. Naruto nodded and handed Tenten over to the medic team to be cared for. He got back up to the balcony using teleport. Sasuke glared at Naruto's power. The rest of the matches went on and Naruto watched an interesting one with Samui facing off against a grass nin. Samui used her tanto and cut up the jerk who griped about fighting a girl. Samui ended the match by placing the edge of her tanto to his crotch. Her blue eyes ice cold. "Yield," she said in a cold tone. After that it was Naruto's match against Kiba. "Yahoo! I get the dead last. This is going to be easy," the Inuzuka shouted. The match started and Naruto stood there stone-faced. "What, no bragging, Naruto?" Kiba asked. "I've learned that the loudmouths are the first to die," Naruto said. This pissed Kiba off and he charged forward with a yell. Kurenai tried to yell at Kiba that it was a trap, but it was too late. As soon as Kiba was close, Naruto exploded. He had learned the exploding clone jutsu a while back. Kiba went flying back and slid to the ground roughly. He got up and wiped the blood from his mouth. What the hell was that? He asked as his ears rang from the explosion. Just a taste of what you'll get, biscuit bits, Naruto taunted. My bits aren't the size of dog biscuits. Kiba shouted. Oh, so they are the size of kibble bits? Naruto asked calmly. Yes, no, damn it, Kiba said. There was titters of laughter as they watched the match. How do you even know what my bits look like, you gay or something? Kiba taunted back. No, I just figured since you've got what I assume a tiny brain that it would match your bit size, Naruto said calmly. Hey, I am smart, Kiba said. Whatever, so let's get back to me beating your butt, shall we, Naruto said. This had everyone look up and see Naruto was hanging upside down on the ceiling. The Jounin wondered why they hadn't seen or sensed Naruto before. Hey, get down here so I can beat you. Kiba shouted. The kibble bit-sized mutt says what Naruto said. What Kiba said. Everyone watching had to laugh at this, though a few tried to smother their laughter. My point exactly, Naruto said with a grin. Okay, that's it. Come on Akamaru, let's go. Akamaru? Kiba asked. Oh, him. I caged him while we talk, Naruto said. Kiba turned to see Akamaru in a pink dogi carrier. The one holding the carrier was a Naruto clone and the carrier was a hinged clone. It was found that Naruto's clones couldn't use pocket monster attacks, so that meant the clones had to use the chakra Naruto expelled to make the clones and other jutsus. You bastard, give me back Akamaru. Kiba shouted. You'll get him back after the match. Now let's get back to it, Naruto said. He then relinquished the chakra from his feet and fell to the floor and flipped in the air and landed perfectly on the ground. Kiba growled and charged at Naruto. Naruto dodged and evaded all of Kiba's attacks. Up in the balcony, Kurenai looked at Kakashi. What have you been teaching your students, Kakashi? She asked. I have no clue. I know I didn't teach him that, Kakashi said, surprised at seeing Naruto fight. Well, he's doing a fine job. He's using the Inyazuka's anger against him, making him sloppy. He sure knows what buttons to push, a smoking bearded Jounin said. Back down on the field, Naruto was getting bored. Kiba was attacking Naruto, though none of the attacks had come close since Naruto easily evaded each one. Ah, come kibble bits, is that the best you got? He asked with a yawn. Kiba pulled out a kunai and charged in for a kill shot. Naruto moved quickly and grabbed Kiba's wrist and snapped it. Kiba howled in pain as he felt the bone break. Naruto then pulled that arm back and pinned it while he pulled a kunai out himself and held the edge to Kiba's neck. Healed, Naruto said. Kiba was in pain and his face was marred with it. Kiba is unable to continue, Naruto wins, Hey declared. Naruto let Kiba go and Haku came out and sighed as she looked at the damage. You didn't hurt him too bad, Naruto, why's that? Haku asked. Didn't want to. Kiba's a nice guy, loud and annoying like I used to be, and he smells like dog piss and shit most of the time, but he's a good guy, Naruto said. Haku just mentally nodded. Naruto teleported back up to the balcony. Naruto, where did you learn all that? Kakashi asked. I trained and trained hard since I got none from you, I had to do it all myself, Naruto said. The rest of the matches went on and Naruto growled and glared as he saw Neji beat Hinata. He wanted to go down and beat Neji to a pulp, but Haku and Tenten stopped him. Naruto also watched how Gaara beat Lee. Tenten saw this too since she was allowed back up to the balcony. She stood next to Naruto with his arm around her. She felt sorry for Lee since it looked like this could end his shinobi career. Soon the matches were over and everyone was lined up awaiting what would happen next. They drew numbers and that would determine who they'd face in the finals. Tenten was matched up with Shikamaru, who grumbled how troublesome it will be fighting a girl. Thankfully Tenten didn't hear this or she'd be starting the match quite early. Sasuke was matched with Neji and Naruto facing Gaara. After that they were told they had a month to prepare, then were dismissed. End of chapter. Chapter 6. Once out of the forest of death, Naruto was with Haku and Tenten as they figured out what to do next. Well, since we're both in the finals, that means we shouldn't train close to each other since we might face one another, Tenten said. Yeah, plus I need to work really hard to beat Gaara, Naruto said. I'm still not happy about that one, Haku said, frowning. I'll be fine, Haku, Naruto said. Haku wanted to believe this, but she was still worried since she had seen what had happened to Lee and didn't want that to happen to Naruto. Tenten felt the same as Haku, but tried to hide it better than Haku, but you could see it in her eyes. Don't worry. Vulpix will help me train, Naruto said. Yeah, I guess, Tenten said. Naruto sighed. Scene break. Naruto was figuring out how he'd train when Kakashi appeared. What do you want, Kakashi? Naruto asked. Naruto, I want to tell you that. I know. You'll be training the Uchiha with his match against the Hyuga. I'll have to be on my own since you don't think I'd stand a chance against Gaara anyway, Naruto said. Kakashi was shocked at this and he didn't know what to say. Well, now that we've got all cleared up, then let me go about and train myself while you go back and teach the emo Uchiha whatever you want, Naruto said, then teleported away, leaving Kakashi standing there. Scene break. Naruto was in the training ground getting ready to train. That was a bit harsh, Naruto, Haku said. I know, but I really didn't want to deal with that. So I did it quickly. Like peeling off a band-aid, Naruto said. Haku sighed. Naruto got to work with his pocket monsters as well as working on his shinobi skills. Vulpix was a great help in providing Naruto info on Shukaku. Okay kid. Shukaku is one messed up Motherfu, well you know what I mean. He's insane in the entire membrane, Vulpix said. Once I caught him doing the Macarena in a huge bowl of fruit salad that Nibi had prepared. Boy, was Nibi pissed at this since she worked on that all day. Anyway, getting sidetracked. The point is to be on watch for whatever Shukaku will do. But he's sealed like you, Vulpix. Won't I have to deal with his Jinchuriki more than Shukaku? Naruto asked. Yeah, I guess, but best be prepared for both. Who knows how sane that boy is with holding Shukaku for so long, Vulpix said. Okay, so what should I work on first? Naruto asked. You need to focus on your water attacks. Insomnia boy seems to like use sand as an offense and defense. Soak up all his sand and it will be useless, Vulpix said. But water attacks aren't my strong suit since you're a fire type and I am more adept to use those than water ones, Naruto said. That's why we've got a month to work on it. So chop chop, Vulpix said. Naruto sighed as he summoned the right pocket monsters out. This was going to be a long month. Scene break. Temari wasn't happy as she was walked around with nothing to do. She didn't make the finals. It hurt since she knew she was good, but she had to give credit to her opponent for being smart and taking away her fan. She now found how vulnerable she was without it. That meant she had to work on keeping it on her as well as to fight without it if she ever lose it again. With those thoughts in mind, she began to think of why she was in Konoha. The invasion. She wasn't totally sure why her father wanted to attack Konoha, but she knew the Wind Daimyo had cut their missions in half and gave most of the more lucrative ones to Konoha. She could understand the reasons, but wasn't sure if it was the right decision. She sighed as kept walking, then she bumped into someone and was knocked down. HMPH, sorry for that. Temari looked up to see it was Naruto looking down at her. She couldn't help but just stare at Naruto. Naruto had finished with a hard training session and was sweaty. He had taken off his jacket and it showed off his tight and sweat-soaked black t-shirt. He looked so good that Temari licked her lips. Are you okay? Naruto asked. This jarred Temari out of her stupor. Sorry, I am alright, she said, blushing like mad. She had never acted like this with a boy before. Granted, all the boys in Suna were afraid of Gaara and never even made a move on her. Not to mention she was a daughter of a cage. But no guy had made her stare before, not even the guys she saw when she was on missions. Here, let me help you up, Naruto offered as he held out his hand. Temari took Naruto's hand and she gasped as she felt the jolt when their skin touched. Naruto hauled her up feeling the same jolt but was used to feeling it, so he didn't react like Temari did. Once standing up, Temari didn't want to let go of Naruto's hand but did with great reluctance. She then noticed how close she was to Naruto and was nervous. She had never been so close to a boy before and wasn't sure what to do. As for Naruto, he wasn't sure if he should offer Temari the contract now or later. He also looked Temari over pretty good since he didn't the last few times. She had dirty blonde hair done up in 4 pigtails. He thought it looked different but fit her. She had teal green eyes that gave her some exoticness. She wore a light blue battle kimono that Naruto really liked on her. Her battle fan was not on her since it was back in her room. So, where were you going? Naruto asked. I was, taking a walk, Temari said. She couldn't believe how tongue-tied she was right now. This wasn't how she usually was. She was usually firm, decisive, stubborn, and Kankuro would throw in hot-headed. But she was none of those things as she stared at Naruto into his blue eyes. She was acting like a schoolgirl. A walk, huh? Well, I just took a break from training and getting something to eat. Want to join me? Naruto offered. A part of Temari wanted to say no since Naruto was going to be an enemy, but that was a minority in her mind. The majority of her mind shouted loudly, and I mean loudly, a big huge yes. She so wanted to have lunch with Naruto, to be near him. She had never eaten with a boy before and this might be the last chance to do so. Eating with her brothers of course don't count. SSSS, sure, that sounds good, Temari uttered out. Great, I know a nice little cafe close by, Naruto said, still totally oblivious to how Temari was acting. He then took her arm gently and Temari blushed brightly as she was led away by Naruto. Vulpix was laughing his ass off. He couldn't believe how much Naruto was turning into a ladies' man. An oblivious ladies' man, but a ladies' man nonetheless. He rooted for Naruto too. He couldn't wait to see what happened next. At the cafe, Naruto and Temari found a table and sat down. They looked at the menus with Tamari sneaking glances at Naruto every once in a while. What neither knew was there was someone else there. It so happened to be Haku. She was on break from the hospital and was eating lunch herself. She saw Naruto and was about to call him over to join her, but saw Naruto was with someone and decided to have some entertainment with her meal instead. She knew that this was one of Naruto's future mates. "So Tamari, what's Suna like?" Naruto asked. "Why do you want to know?" Tamari asked, becoming defensive. "You don't have to tell me any secrets. I just want to know the general things. Besides, Suna and Konoha are supposed to be allies. So you don't have to treat me as an enemy," Naruto said with a smile. Tamari lowered her defense just a smidge. And that smile, it just melted her insides into goo. She couldn't believe how much this boy was affecting her. Haku, whose table was close enough to hear the talk, was curious to what Naruto was doing and wondered if she should back Naruto up but decided that wouldn't be as fun. Besides, she heard from Tenten about his dates with her and wondered how Naruto acted on dates. She knew she'd need to talk to Naruto about giving her some dates since they never went out at all. Training doesn't count. Well, Suna is in the desert so it's all day, but cool at night. Then there's the occasional sandstorm that blows in, Tamari said, after finally rebooting her brain since Naruto's smile deactivated for a moment. Naruto nodded. Soon the waiter came by and they ordered. "Konoha can get hot too, but not as bad as Suna, I think," Naruto said. "We don't have stress in Suna unlike Konoha. Though I love the cold showers here. In Suna cold water is precious, well, all water is precious and at times when there's a shortage or something we have to limit our water consumption," Tamari said. "Never had that. It must be rough," Naruto said. "It is," Tamari sighed. So the two talked about their childhoods though kept things general really. Nothing specific. Haku watched this all and could see the attraction Tamari had for Naruto and wondered how much was from her being Naruto's mate and how much was natural. She could see Tamari was blushing and would fiddle with her napkin in a nervous manner. Then there was Tamari stuttering every now and then as she talked to Naruto like she couldn't get the words out right since she was so flustered. It was quite amusing. Was Naruto that much of a charmer to make such a tough Suna Kunoichi like Tamari act all girl-like? Haku wasn't sure, but what she saw from Tamari, she knew Tamari wasn't a fangirl at all. That thought made her giggle. Naruto and Tamari had their meals then parted ways. Tamari walked away floating. As for Naruto, he walked back so he could get back to training. "So you and that Suna Kunoichi were quite chummy at lunch," Haku said. "Hey Haku, were you listening in?" Naruto asked, figuring Haku decided to eavesdrop on his lunch with Tamari. "Nope, I got a front row seat since I was in the same cafe," Haku said. "What, why didn't you say anything?" Naruto asked. "I didn't want to spoil the moment, I guess." "So what do you think of Tamari?" Haku asked. "She's nice. She's tough and isn't a fangirl. She's like you and Tenten in that regard," Naruto said. "And she was staring at you like a piece of meat too," Haku added in. "What?" Naruto said, confused. "You didn't notice?" Haku asked. Naruto shook his head mentally. Haku sighed and mumbled about oblivious boys. "She's right, Naruto. You're one smooth oblivious ladies man," Vulpix said, chiming in. "Not you too," Naruto groaned. "Yes, me too. Since Haku is right," Vulpix said. "Thank you, Vulpix," Haku said. "Anything for one of Naruto's mates," Vulpix said. Naruto sighed and switched off, so to speak. He needed to train and that meant he couldn't talk to them. He summoned his pocket monster trainers. "Okay, let's get back to where we left off," he said. Scene break. Haku had a grin on her face as she prepared for her date with Naruto tonight. She had talked to Naruto about and Tenten decided to weigh in too. And Naruto lost 2-1. So he was taking Haku out even if he didn't want to. Though he never said he didn't want to. He just didn't think he would have time since he was training, but Haku wanted her date and sadly he wasn't one to deny one of his girls something. Vulpix of course made a whipping sound at this. "Ready to go, Haku?" Naruto asked. "Ready," Haku said, stepping out. Naruto just stared as he had never seen Haku look so much like a girl before. Haku was dressed in a turquoise blue kimono with her hair fallen freely with it framing her lovely face. She had the minimal amount of makeup since she barely owned any anyway. Her hands were at her side doing their best not to wring themselves together due to sheer nerves. The two stared at each other till Tenten came in and rolled her eyes. "Are you two going to get going or not?" she asked. This shook them out of their stupor and headed out. Tenten leapt on the couch to relax after helping Niji train. Her mind flashed back to the session. Flashback. Tenten had just taken a break from training when she sensed something and looked up to see Niji walking over. Now this got her curious since Niji was supposed to be training since he was facing off against Ichiha. Niji came over and stood over Tenten. "You're different, Tenten," Niji said. "What do you mean, Niji?" Tenten asked. "You've changed. There's something different about you. You are hiding something." "I know it," Niji said as he focused his gaze on Tenten. Tenten shifted slightly under that hard gaze. "There's nothing different about me, Niji," she said. "There is, and I am going to find out what it is," Niji said. Tenten said nothing, but she was worried. Niji had always seemed slightly suspicious of her since she became one of Naruto's mates, but now he was very suspicious ever since the Forest of Death and her teleporting to help Naruto. She needed to do something to get Niji off her back, but wasn't sure what. Flashback end. Scene break. Naruto and Haku's date was going well. They had a lovely meal at a nice restaurant and right now were strolling around in the evening air. Haku was resting her head on Naruto's shoulder as he had an arm wrapped around her waist. They didn't say a word as they walked, just enjoying one another's company. They passed a shinobi bar and a certain purple-haired kunoichi was just stumbling out and saw them. She had a frown on her face as a bit of jealousy welled up inside her. She wished she was hanging on to Naruto and not that girl. But she shook her head of those thoughts and headed back inside to drink some more. That would help clear her mind, it always did. As Naruto and Haku kept walking, Samui saw them and she wasn't happy at what she was seeing, though something inside her told her that it was fine and she'd be joining in. But she ignored this part and walked away since she was tired from training so late. The couple got back late and Haku gave Naruto a kiss goodnight before heading to her room. Naruto smiled and went off to bed himself. Scene break. Naruto was back to training when he found someone he didn't expect waiting for him. "Samui, what are you doing here?" Naruto asked. "I am here because something is drawing me to you. I don't know what it is, but I want to figure it out since it has been distracting me and being distracted is very uncool," Samui said. Okay," Naruto said. "Now tell me why I am attracted to you. This has never happened to me before. So you must be the reason," Samui said. Her gaze was piercing with those cool blue eyes. Naruto stared right back. Neither moved for a while, then Naruto did some hand signs and a contract appeared. "You want answers, you'll have to sign this," he said. Samui raised an eyebrow at this, but signed it. She then felt an intense headache hit her. She fell off her feet, landing on her rump. She held her head with her eyes closed as she tried to battle the mental menace. "What did you do to me?" she hissed in pain. "Yeah, that's supposed to happen," Naruto said casually. "And yet you didn't warn me," Samui said coolly, trying to glare at Naruto, but the headache she was feeling prevented the glare to be anywhere near effective. Naruto shrugged. Soon the headache cleared and Samui was surprised at the new information she had in her mind. She had never heard of pocket monsters, but now she knew them like she always did and knew how to summon them too. She looked up at Naruto. "Okay, now for the explanation," Naruto said as he saw the look of shock in Samui's eyes. Meaning she had gotten all the info she needed. He then summoned Vulpix. "Hey," the Vulpine pocket monster greeted. Samui felt something well up inside her. She tried, and she really tried to fight it, but it was like trying to paddle up a waterfall. She finally snapped and lunged at Vulpix with such speed that the red kitsune didn't even have time to react to get out of the way. She pulled the little fox into a big tight hug, squeezing the life out of the pocket monster. Her face buried into the soft and furry coat. Naruto just stood back looking amused. Vulpix left. He was being squeezed by an arbok or something as his face was being smothered by Samui's very generous bust. Finally he was let go. Samui looked totally embarrassed with herself in the way she acted since she had never acted like this before. Vulpix was on the floor gasping for breath. "Once again, my mistress, I welcome your embrace and your sweet fair air," Vulpix said. After that, Vulpix explained to Samui what she was getting into. Samui was shocked at what was going to happen. She was now one of Naruto's mates. She couldn't believe it. Now she wasn't totally against this since Naruto wasn't that bad looking. He was actually quite handsome, but that was besides the point. She didn't like she had no control over this. She was now pretty much married to Naruto with the signing of the contract. She wasn't really sure what to think of that. "This isn't cool, but it's not uncool," Samui said. Okay. So let's see what your type is," Naruto said. Samui was shown the hand signs and she did them. A plume of smoke and then a figure appeared. It was yellow with black markings all over. It was big and had red eyes. "Who has summoned me?" it asked. "Hey Electivire, how's it going?" Vulpix greeted. "Hello Vulpix," Electivire said. Introductions were made and Samui was surprised that she could use pocket monster moves and they didn't require any chakra at all. Alakazam then came and created a mind link to Naruto and the rest of his mates. Tenten and Haku greeted and welcomed Samui into the fold. This was a big change for Samui and she wasn't sure what to say or do. "Since you're now one of my mates, that makes you an Uzumaki and a part of my clan," Naruto said. "Oh," Samui said. Yeah," Naruto said. Alakazam appeared with the paperwork and after some signatures it was all settled. Samui was now an Uzumaki. She had no idea how she was going to explain this to Kari and Amoy, let alone her sensei and Reikage. Scene break. And Kumo the Raikage was in his office muttering under his breath about all the paperwork he had to do. He didn't even notice a new piece had appeared on his pile till he took it off the pile and signed it. He then placed in the pile of those finished. But before he went to grab another form he had to sign something niggled in the back of his mind. He grabbed the form he just signed and read it. His eyes went wide as saucers. What? His shout was heard throughout the village. Scene break. Naruto was walking back home from training when he heard something. He saw a man crouch down. Naruto frowned since the man seemed to peeking into a fence, and that fence just so happened to be the fence that blocked the view of the hot springs on the girl's side. Haku, Tenten, Naruto called. Yes, Naruto, both girls answered. Are either of you in the hot springs? Naruto asked. No, I am just finishing up at the hospital, Haku said. I am heading home right now, Tenten said. Okay, just wanted to know, Naruto said. Both girls were confused by this, but decided to let it go, for now. Naruto pulled out a new invention of his. It was a kunai with Fuinjutsu runes carved into it. This saved on using Fuinjutsu paper. Naruto hurled the kunai right under the guy's butt. A boom was heard and the man flew up in the air and fell right into the hot springs. There were shrieks and screams, but then they changed into angry roars. The man was heard screaming in pain in high girly pitches. Naruto then walked off whistling. He was close to getting home when the man appeared. Why the hell did you do that, brat? He asked. Because it's not polite to spy on girls when they are bathing, Naruto said. I wasn't spying. I was doing research, the man said. Naruto said with heavy skepticism. I was, the man said firmly. Whatever, I got to go. See ya, pervert, Naruto said. My name isn't pervert, the man said. Then what is it? Naruto asked. He then regretted asking this since the man did the oddest dance he had ever seen. I am the great hermit sage from Mount Mayaboku. I make all women swoon at my feet, men tremble at the sound of my name. I am the amazing, the greatest. I am one of the legendary Sannin, Jiraiya. The man, Jiraiya, finished off his dance by summoning a toad and posing with it. Naruto just blinked. This guy's a nutcase, Haku said. I agree, Samui said. I thought my sensei was odd, this is a whole nother can of worms, Tenten said. So brat, what's your name? Jiraiya asked. Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. Jiraiya looked Naruto up and down, then nodded. Say kid, how'd you like be trained by me? He asked. Sorry, but I was told never to talk to strange perverted hermits, Naruto said. Hey kid, I am a Sannin, you know what that means, Jiraiya said. Naruto nodded. Then you know I trained the fourth, Jiraiya said. This guy trained my dad, Naruto thought. Thanks, but no thanks, Naruto said, then turned to walk. Jiraiya frowned and decided to follow Naruto. He was shocked to see Naruto living in his family compound. He then saw Naruto had two other girls there. He began to giggle in a perverted fashion as he fished out his notebook, but before he could even start writing a purple blur came out of nowhere. Hey, what the? The purple monkey-like animal swung around and Jiraiya saw it had two tails and knew none of his sensei's summons were monkeys with two tails or was even the color purple. Thank Ambi Palm, Naruto said, taking the notebook from the purple monkey. Hey kid, that's mine, Jiraiya said, coming out of the tree. And you know you shouldn't be spying on someone's private property. I could alert the Anbu, Naruto said as he burned the book. Jiraiya cried over his lost research. Naruto, who's outside? Tenten came out followed by Haku. They saw Jiraiya on his knees now performing funeral rites to his burnt notebook wearing traditional funeral garb. Naruto stood there utterly perplexed. Naruto, is this the guy you showed us in your memories? Haku whispered into Naruto's ear. Naruto nodded. What's he doing here? Tenten asked. Not sure, Naruto said. Jiraiya then sprang up peeling off his funeral garb and back to his usual clothes. Right, Brad, how are you able to live here? There are seals all over the place, the Sannin asked. It's mine since my parents left it to me, Naruto said. Your parents, Jiraiya said as he looked Naruto over carefully. So this is my godson. Huh, not what I was expecting, but it seems like he's already got two girls living with him. Hehehehe, this is too good not to use, the Sannin thought. Meanwhile, Jiraiya's facial expression was one of a very perverted one as he giggled on and off. Haku glared at Jiraiya and did some hand signs. Ice beam, she said. An icy blue beam came out of her palm and froze Jiraiya's groin. Ah, cold. The Sannin screamed. Serves you right, pervert, Haku growled. I am not a pervert, Jiraiya said. Oh, then what are you? Tenten asked. I'm a super pervert. Jiraiya exclaimed loudly and proudly. And he's proud of this fact, the three pocket monster summoners thought. Again, why are you here? Tenten asked. So you're Naruto Uzumaki, huh? Jiraiya asked. How do you know me? Naruto asked as he shifted into a defensive stance. Haku and Tenten did the same, though they both knew that they couldn't take down a Sannin. But they'd try if he tried to take Naruto from them. I am your godfather, brat, Jiraiya said. You've got to be kidding, Naruto said. Scene break. Samui sighed. She had returned to her hotel room. Her mind a-whirl with all that had happened. Her life had changed completely and she didn't know how to take it really. Hey Samui, where have you been? Carrie asked. Just out, Samui said. Carrie furrowed her brow and then turned to Amoy, who was just sucking on his lollipop. Aren't you curious to what's going with her? Doridide asked. Amoy looked up and saw Samui was lost in thought, which wasn't something you'd regularly see Samui in. Her cool demeanor wasn't on at all. Samui's eyes now seemed to be out of focus, like she was in a trance or something. At the moment she was listening to what was going on with Naruto through the mental link they had. He then turned to Carrie and opened his mouth, not Carrie stopped him. On second thought. I don't want to know what you're thinking, she said. Amoy did nothing as he went back to sucking on his lollipop. Scene break. After Naruto was over his shock of Jiraiya being his godfather and all. Naruto, Haku, Tenten and Jiraiya were in the living room. Haku had made some tea for them all. Jiraiya had been caught up on what had happened and was shocked hearing it all. How do I know this isn't just a joke? The Sannin asked. Ask the old man, he knows all about it, Naruto said. Jiraiya decided to do just that. He needed a good drink too. Tea wasn't helping at all. So, you're a pocket monster summoner, which makes you able to summon creatures called pocket monsters. You can use them in battle, and you also have the ability to use pocket monster attacks, the Toad Sannin said. Naruto and his two mates nodded. And you already have 3 mates, and it seems you got 2 more waiting that you haven't gotten to sign the contract, Jiraiya said. Yeah, that's about it, Naruto said. Jiraiya pinched his nose. He had heard and seen many things in his life, but this took the cake big time. Okay, I am going to see Sensei to verify your story, he said. He then left. Scene break. Hiruzen was happy. He had finished with all the paperwork he had today. He was relaxing sitting back reading his favorite book. Yo Sensei. Hiruzen looked to see Jiraiya sitting on the windowsill. Ah Jiraiya, welcome, he said. Yeah, so what's going on with my godson and him living in his parents' place? I thought you had a plan of some kind on when you tell him about his parents and give him their belongings. Jiraiya asked. Ah yes, well that plan fell through, Hiruzen said with a sigh. Jiraiya quirked an eyebrow. So Hiruzen told Jiraiya everything that had happened with Naruto. Jiraiya couldn't believe it really, but hearing it from his old sensei, he'd have to believe it since his sensei. Unbelievable, the Toad Sage said, shaking his head. Yes, I was quite shocked too. But Naruto has always shown he can do the impossible at times, Hiruzen said. I guess, so he's got a couple girls that are his mates and he'll get a few more too, Jiraiya said. Yes, Hiruzen said. Jiraiya then giggled as he pulled out a notepad and began jotting down notes. Oh, this is so good, so good. Pure gold, he said, giggling pervertedly. Hiruzen just sighed. Scene break. At night, Naruto, Tenten and Haku were resting after eating dinner when Alakazam appeared. I have news about the Uchiha clan, he said. Really, what is it? Tenten asked. Clans have to be made up with 3 or more members to be called a clan in Konoha, Alakazam said. That means the Uchiha clan isn't a clan anymore since it isn't in accordance with the law, Tenten said. Yes, Alakazam said. What can we do with this information? Haku asked. Not sure really, but it might come in handy later, Naruto said. I guess, but we should get back to training, Tenten said. End of chapter. What if Naruto had Pokemon powers? Fanfiction Sasuke bashing end here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.